Okay, we gotta wait till it's connected. Are we live? We are live.
Welcome.
Oh,
David,
boy.
you might want to fix that.
Howdy.
It's starting right now, it says in the fucking stream.
Okay, cool.
So, let's wait until... Okay, here we go. We're live. Finally. Don't know why there's a slight delay there, but welcome to episode 21 of Kontrolled Khaos.
Ugh. My mouth is significantly less on fire than last week's, or last 2 weeks.
Get your shit right.
Shut up. We didn't just have a huge discussion on the future of this channel that may or may not have gotten a bit heated or anything.
No, not at all.
We're real people with
there's
real
gotta
life
be,
anxiety.
I will agree with Red on one very, very valid point. The last, Let's Play of Telltale Batman was complete and utter ass. Because the entire episode was, one, entirely too goddamn short, and two, completely fucking cringe, and three, it was just terrible on all fronts. So, there's going to be a live stream finale of that series when that episode comes out, and then that's going to be the end of the Telltale series on our channel. Unless it gets significantly, more views or, better fucking, at least better quality. I do enjoy playing the Telltale games myself because they're easy platinums and I'm a trophy whore, but they don't make great content. So yeah. Moving.
So this is me testing just to see if I sound good on the fucking stream.
But the Let's Plays that we do will be ones that we actually are more passionate about in the future versus.
All right, audio sounds great. All right, but yeah, no, I agree. We had a discussion on if Let's Plays even fit into the mold of our channel or not, because as much as we enjoy doing them, I was concerned about the lack of focus on the channel, and we were trying to figure out if they fit there, if they didn't, if we should put them somewhere else, etc. What we kind of came to was just we're going to have a higher quality filter on them from now on. We're not just going to play a thing because it's the new thing. We're going to only play something if we think that it will complement the chemistry of the players well, and it will actually be more of a personality-based thing where, we can bounce off each other well on it, like our Smash Brothers series, rather than just we're playing it
and then having 5-10 minutes of commentary and it being utter ass.
Yeah. So,
anyway, so who has a shitty customer, story?
Yes. So, anyone who ever worked a retail job, you fucking done customers.
Retail? Boy, I got some great IT stories for you.
Oh, let's start off with those.
So I have this, I'm not going to name names, but I have this recurring client, and Red, you know this client quite well because he's the one that recommended the software that we use.
I gotta head out. Something came up.
All right.
What did Herman say?
He's got to head out. Something came up, so...
That's fine. Us and Dragon's good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have this recurring client who recommended the software we use for the podcast and for recording a bunch of shit that has this unhealthy obsession of tinkering with his computer. And recently, he brought me 2 computers. They were both IdeaPads from Lenovo. I looked at the bottom, and there's still a serial number on them. The serial number is from a fucking hospital. I'm like, okay, were these donated? He said, yeah, they were donated to Comprenew, which is a local recycling facility. I'm like, okay, great. I'm not touching these. I don't care if they were fucking donated or not. I am physically not putting my hands on this machine because I don't know if these are hot or not.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, there's no amount of money that's worth me touching this machine. He's like, well, can you fix my old PC then? Because he needs it for college. I'm like, what's wrong with it this time? He's like, well, the motherboard's fried. I'm like, and what did you put in it this time? He put an incompatible processor in this. I'm just sitting there. I'm shaking my head. I'm like, one, you took the time to tear apart a fucking netbook. Like, literally, like, the little tiny computers that don't exist anymore. And find a processor for it that's incompatible. I'm like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, okay, that's going to be $250 right off the bat. Because I'm going to have to order the damn part. And it's like, but I don't have $250. Can I put it on a payment plan? I'm like, this is the 5th time this month I fixed this fucking thing. No fucking payment plan.
It's like a fucking... See, yeah, I feel like you have a lot of experience with that, being a former bartender. It's like, can I put it on my tab?
I'm like, this, I straight up said, I am no longer a bartender. I'm not running on the bartender's rule anymore. I need money to pay my fucking tuition.
By the way, David, I did us all a favor and brought in Swanee. Desperately needed someone, so I tagged him. He's in now.
Awesome.
Good to have you. I will change the thumbnail after the fact here.
Yeah. Just put Swanee descending from heaven as an angel.
Change it to your sexy face. That face that looks just like a fucking...
the porg.
Yeah, oh. Speaking of porg, okay, just a quick aside, and we'll get back to that thing. Dax Films, he did a video recently where it was like, you know, the Yai videos he does. It was like, what's the next, leak the new Star Wars movie's name or whatever. And it was just like, Star Wars Episode 9, but the porgs are hot now. Like, uncomfortable, so.
Like, no. The porgs were the most... Like... I love how... Okay, I'll run on this tangent for a minute. The porgs were literally CGI'd puffins that they couldn't get rid of.
Can you imagine if they made the porgs like furries, like they were all humanoid and they had like big jubblies?
Oh my god. So, they didn't want to... The reason they existed in the film was because they couldn't get rid of the puffins, and it was like, we don't want to interrupt with their environment because we're invading on their space here, so they were just like, we'll just CGI them into an alien species. I'm like, that's actually pretty fucking cool. Even though they were annoying as hell in the movie.
Well, anyway, Swan, the current topic is horrible customer stories, as in if you ever worked in retail and you've dealt with a shitty-ass customer.
Well, I mean, he did just say he got paid $10 in dimes the other night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got any good stories?
It's 18.
$18 in dimes. Jesus Christ.
Ooh, hey, oh gosh, at least it's not.
And that's not even the worst of it.
How many dimes is that?
180, I think.
Too damn many.
Too damn many. Let me think here. Well, I gotta think of it. I think my worst customer...
It's 180 because it's 10 dimes per dollar.
I'm thinking freaking 100 pennies, Rip.
Here's I have two that I'll tell when it comes to customer stories for me. My first one's just this bitch at well, I'm not gonna say my place just in case. This bitch where I worked it's a restaurant and this old bitch.
Oh my god, you're getting tracked, dude! Too much detail!
They're fucking tracking your IP address right now. Where does he work? All 2 viewers are tracking your fucking...
Okay,
Too much detail.
Anyway, this bitch would come in constantly. An old bitch. You know how they are when they're old. Like, old people just don't give a fuck.
These fucking waffles are too cold.
It wasn't even a food thing, right? It was a specific table. I need to sit at this very specific table.
Oh,
every
Christ,
goddamn time.
unwad your granny panties.
Yeah, so she comes in, right? And there's like 2 or 3 clean tables right next to the table she wants, right? There's like a clean table right behind it. There's a clean table a couple rows back. There's a clean table right fucking next to it, this table. But she's like, no, I want this table. When there's literally one right behind it that's been wiped off. This one still got shit on it, and people are really busy a lot of time, right? So she tries to tell me, the greeter at the time, I was the greeter, so, I sit people and I do the cash register, right? There's a huge ass line at the cash register, and she's like, no, I need you to clean off this table. I at this point was so done with it, because it's the second time she's done this. I was like, nope. I didn't say it to her, but I was like, okay, ma'am, and I just ignored her, walked away, and did my cashiering job, assuming someone would get to the damn table, right? The whole line goes through. I'm at the cash register probably 5 minutes. I get off. I walk down to look at, just start see if I need to see anyone else. The old woman is still standing at that damn table. She's just standing there, waiting for someone to clear it off. I swear to God, and I'm like, oh my. So at this point, it's so awkward. I don't want to fucking go up there. So I'm just like, can someone go clean that table for her? I don't want to go up there. And then cap it off. Near the end, the manager comes up to me and says, "Hey, that old woman told me to tell you that you were horrible at your job." And I'm like, what? So she went up to my manager and said, he is horrible at his job. When I had a fucking huge line cash register to get to. So yeah, and she's coming multiple times, and she always goes to that table every single time.
I mean, I technically have a designated table at my local restaurant.
But if the one right behind it was clean...
Exactly. Even I'd be like, okay, you're fucking busy. I will sit at the one behind it or the one beside it. I'm not a cunt.
Oh, gosh. And then the weird one. So that's my biggest bitch. The weird one is when I worked third shift on at Meijer. And I'm already out of this job, so I can fucking say it. It was third shift at Meijer.
Don't even get me started on that place.
Oh yeah, the third shift. So you get the weirdos, right? The weirdos come out in the middle of the night. Okay, so not to mention because it's third shift, we had many times where it was like, hey, that person's stealing something, or that person's holding a gun. We got to call the cops. This happened many times. It was probably the most ghetto place I worked at. Like we've noticed people. Yeah,
dude, I've had one dude come in with cocaine on his nose. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. We had a dude steal shit right in front of us. Like, I had a manager who was like, don't say anything. Go and call the cops. I was like, okay.
Okay. Like, can I just spear him? No, yeah. You're not allowed to lay a hand on the customer. You have to call the police. I'm like, what?
Vigilante justice. But basically, the weird one is that one day at like 3 a.m. when I'm stocking shelves, I see a very obviously drunk man, old man, maybe in like his 50s, walk through an aisle. You know, real loose clothing. He's just kind of walking, right? I see him turn the corner. Pants are gone. Completely off. Naked. And then he passes out, butt naked on the floor. So I proceed to watch from my little corner as my managers come over. First, obviously, they call the ambulance because he passes out. They come over. They get pieces of cardboard. They get cardboard boxes to cover up his ass so that no one has to look at him. So we're just laying cardboard over this man's ass while we're waiting for the fucking ambulance to come. And then and I'm sitting there like leaning over the corner, like watching this all go down. And my managers are like, "No, get back to work. Stop fucking stop. There's nothing to see here." And I'm just like, "No, I don't." Because at this point, I was already planning on quitting. It was like 2 weeks before I'd quit. So I was like, fuck you, I'm watching. Are you kidding me? This is interesting. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back and work. And then I just fucking like Metal Gear Solid style leap across the fucking corner. Like, and I just watched that shit until it happened. And the ambulance people came and they were like, kind of like, like lightly tapping him awake. Like, sir, do you know where you are? Do you know do you have any identification on you? Do you know what's going the fuck on right now? And then they carried him away. But yeah, those are my two weirdest stories.
Okay, I got one more from when I worked at the bar. This place no longer exists anymore, so I'm completely clear. I worked at this bar for like my entire associate's degree, just because working with friends is the greatest thing ever. Not really in this case, because the friend that owned this bar was kind of incapable of managing any control of his, indulgences. So I came back one night. I'm sitting there. I'm just sitting there making a drink. Like came out from the back, had to get another bottle of Hennessy. I'm like, okay, this can go up here. And then I'm just making this fucking martini that I was making before we ran out of the Hennessy. I'm like, okay, I'm making the martini. Boom. And then I sit in my little chair. I turn around. And there's a fucking orgy going on in the background.
Nani?
I'm like, what the fuck? I went from making this martini.
What defines an orgy in your...
There was 5 people fucking on top of the bar table. I'm like, I missed something that happened between now and then.
Bruh.
I'm like, what the fuck?
They fit 5 people on a bar table?
Bruh.
It's like, I'm like, okay, did Quagmire come in here?
Bruh!
And then I'm like, oh, wait. Oh. And I look at the table and there's drugs on the table. I'm like, that explains everything.
Bruh!
I'm like, and I'm clocking out. I want no part of this. And I walked out the fucking door.
Jesus Christ.
And that's why I no longer work at a bar. And why it no longer exists. Because there's drugs coming in and out.
Okay.
Last I knew,
That sounds like a thing.
This friend was admitted to rehab because he was addicted to multiple drugs, which I never really make fun of, but because I'm a former addict. But at the same time, it's like you don't work around your triggers, so to speak. That's one reason why I was kind of hesitant to even work there, but he needed the help, and I knew how to make drinks and do all that. I'm like, okay, you can pay me under the table, but at the same time, this friend who ran this, who I won't name, ever, he was addicted to multiple hardcore drugs, and they were going in and out of there constantly. And I'm like, I can't be here if you're not going to try to better yourself.
Mm.
So, the minute I saw what was on the table, I'm like, I know who's behind this. I'm done.
Mm.
So, yeah.
How heavy?
That was the... From the weird to the fucking heavy end of it. But, to kind of, play on the comedy of life, who's your favorite comedian? Or the funniest comedian?
Who's your favorite comedian?
Yep.
Shit. Okay.
I pick the hard ones.
Are you talking like specifically stand up or just a dude who's funny?
Well, we can't constantly suck Chris's dick on the channel.
I mean, honestly, like, probably the funniest person that I know. Like, the person I find the funniest would probably be, I don't know, fucking Michael or Jeff from Achievement Hunter. Like, I fucking love them.
I would love to see them do stand-up, actually. That would be interesting. But
I don't really know. I don't really watch
stand-up.
I don't really watch a lot of traditional stand-up comedy. You know?
Yeah.
Just,
okay.
I have a list.
I have a list.
I would probably have to say.
I'm a big comedian fan, so yeah, I can kind of delve into this one. But my absolute favorite, and I quote him all the time with the whole thoughts and prayers shit, is Anthony Jeselnik.
Mm.
That would be my number one, aside from like George Carlin. That would be my number one.
I don't have number one, but to start knocking out names,
if you don't say Bo Burnham, I'm gonna smack you through the laptop.
Don't even know who he is, so go ahead and smack me if you can. But busted laptop, GG no re. Jay Farrell.
What is this language?
That is gamer talk.
He's speaking in Leet speak.
Cringe.
Jay
Farrell, Cat Williams.
Is the cringiest of all cringy languages.
Wait, I have a fucking person. I just thought of. Unless you're. Are you not? Go ahead. You finish first.
Dane Cook. Damn it! I had to lose.
Kick 'em.
Go ahead.
Me? Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
So I don't know her name, and I'm gonna have to look real quick. Fucking the woman who played Hillary Clinton on Saturday Night Live. She's like a big like. She's always on Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm talking about, David?
Oh fuck.
She is straight up the funniest. She's the funniest woman I've ever in anything ever. Like, she's fucking hilarious. She gets all the fucking inflictions out. Her as Hillary Clinton was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. What was her name?
Kate McKinnon.
Sounds about right. Let me make sure. How you spell that?
KATEMCKINNON.
All right, let me see. Yep, that's her. She's fucking hilarious. I don't know, like everything. She is always the highlight of every Saturday Night Live skit. She really is. Like, can anyone back me up here, like David?
Oh yes, she is absolutely the perfect fucking Hillary Clinton. Here, I'm sending this. I'm sending this is one of my favorite skits from Bo Burnham. I'm actually gonna send this in Discord.
Like, this is how funny she is. Okay, I'm not gonna say who it is for obvious reasons, but one of my relatives I have a semi-sexist relative, and this sexist relative has spoken to me and said that, quoting them, they say, most women aren't funny, but she's one of the few that are. That is what my sexist relative said to me, and I was like, okay.
Most women aren't funny, but that one is. Okay.
I take it they haven't met Jessa.
No. Well, first of all, there's no need for, I was going to say dick sucking, but would that be clit sucking?
Clit licking, maybe? I don't know.
Well, considering that, David had to go out of his way to say we can't say this.
If I don't say it, it's my dick of a dad.
My dick, well, that explains a lot.
My dick of a dad has said that to me multiple times. Like, my dad's legitimately, like, sometimes he says shit where I'm like, dude, I could get my mom to divorce you if I told her the shit you're telling to me in private.
Right?
Like, good God.
Okay, I'm posting the stream up on Facebook really quick.
What are you doing, David?
I posted the stream up on Facebook because I hadn't yet.
Nice. But no, she's fucking hilarious. She's just got humor down. She's got delivery
Alec
down.
Baldwin's portrayal of Donald Trump was fucking glorious.
Yes.
I
like her Hillary Clinton better though. Like,
oh yeah, her Hillary Clinton is just like spot on how crazy Hillary is.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just wish I could remember the exact thing, but it was just like where Bernie was offering $15 an hour and she was offering like 12 or something, and she was just like, "Listen, Bernie's offering you the halter. If you come with me, I can offer you some fast food that's just as good." Something like that. I fucked up that quote, absolutely. But it was basically, it was literally Hillary in a nutshell. Hillary was like the one that's like, well, Bernie's offering you this, and I can offer you kind of that.
I can offer you kind of that, but not all of that, because I'm a bitch.
Glorious.
Okay,
So, during you guys' time, I went ahead, wrote down the list, so I don't forget. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting some names.
Bad Butt says he forgets.
I'm pretty sure I am forgetting some names, but this is a generally good list of comedians that I like. So we got Dane Cook, Louis C.K., Jay Farrow, Pat Williams, Brad Williams, Jeff Daham, Chris Rock, Bill Maher, and Sunburn Albino.
Never heard of the last one. The others I have.
The last one you don't know because he's a YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber. That explains it. Not knocking fellow YouTubers. I just never heard of him because of that. I mean, Bo Burnham started out as a YouTuber. Now he's one of the biggest comedians. So.
I mean, Will Ferrell. Let's be honest. Will Ferrell's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Anchorman.
Kevin Hart's fucking funny. He's just a bad actor.
Yep, that's another one.
He's a really, really bad actor.
I have a quick aside. I have a quick question for you, everyone here. Maybe I have to rewatch it, but I had no problems with the sequel to Anchorman, and everyone was like, "It was horrible." I liked it.
It was okay. It wasn't as good. It was trying too hard to be as good.
Right.
That's the issue with a lot of sequels.
I just remember I saw it in theaters, and I remember dying of laughter. So I don't know. I'm sure maybe if I watched it now, I'd be like, "Oh, it sucks."
Haven't seen the first one either.
You were a little drunk when you saw it?
I don't drink.
Oh.
I'm the alcoholic here.
Just Tabasco sauce.
Also, when the fuck did it come out? I don't even know if I feel like it came out a long time ago.
It came out quite a while ago. Anyway, best Mountain Dew flavor. Red, you picked this one.
Oh God.
The joke of this was that Chris and I and Thurman, we all got into a fucking conversation that actually lasted like a good 10 minutes of chat about this. So we were like,
Well, I proclaim that fucking Game Fuel is the best goddamn Mountain Dew on the planet.
Wait, which one?
The orange.
Woo!
A close second is the Tropical Smash that came out this year. I still have a fucking bottle of it because it is fucking Forza and I love Forza.
Why does Tropical Smash sound like a fucking All Might move?
It kind of does. It is literally mango. It was perfect as a mixer.
It was the perfect soda, and the world took it away from us.
I could literally make any kind of mixed drink with this shit. Like, it was so fucking good.
Okay, how do you feel about Baja Blast?
Baja Blast is the one thing I will get whenever I go to Taco Bell. Which is not very often because I was watching a recent Off Topic, and I do agree with one thing. It tastes great going in, but going out it feels like Satan came in your asshole.
What? Baja Blast?
No, anything you eat at fucking, Taco Bell.
Like, what the fuck?
No, anything you eat at Taco Bell. Like, I will go there, I will eat it, and I will instantly regret it the next morning. But the fucking Baja Blast, I wish they would have kept the goddamn 2 liters of that shit.
There was 2 liters at one point?
There was for the Democracy or whatever, their fucking, their yearly shit where they have, like,
I remember them selling it in cans. I don't remember.
They had cans. Maybe it was a fucking, certain areas that had the 2 liters. But I would go to GFS and get, like, a 2 liter of it with the fucking Democracy cap.
I've honestly seen people fucking, like, I've heard of people, I never saw it in person, but I have heard of people that would, like, go into Taco Bells with jugs and try to, like, sneak it out like a fucking moonshining business.
There's a prohibition on my goddamn Baja Blast.
I love the idea of someone
some sneaking that'd be.
Dude, I want to make it, if we ever get big enough to, like procure a Taco Bell for filming, I want to, like, make a fucking skit where we're all, like, we're dressed like... You ever see that show Moonshiners?
Yes.
So, like we're all dressed like that, and we're, like, the kind of, like spitting in the spittoon kind of people, we're just, like, yeah! Like, prospectors, and we just fucking all run into Taco Bell, and we, like, get a couple jugs of the Baja Blast, like, it's gonna sound real good!
Oh, my God.
I'd love to do that. The issue is getting us all in one state.
Yo, Taco Bell, sponsor us.
Taco Bell.
Well, if we get, enough people, a Patreon, some sponsors, in 2 years we're playing in Sydney.
Fucking lying. He's a liar. Taco Bell, sponsor us. And if you want to do an ad, like an ad with us, like, it could be like me bathing in a bathtub of Mountain Dew, Baja Blast. And I'll be like, yeah, that's how good it is.
I pity your skin when you come out. It will be all sticky and, like, ugh.
Ew,
I'll wash it right off, David.
Like, but you'd have to put your clothes back on to drive home. You're not going to drive home butt-ass naked.
Aftermath of the Taco Bell ad read, I'm stuck to my chair.
I'm stuck to my car seat would be more like it.
That's what yeah.
So, hey, I got a picture real quick. Should I post it to the Discord or the Facebook?
What picture? I'm not looking. I'm doing other shit.
Put in the Discord.
The general or the Kontrolled Khaos chat?
The Kontrolled Khaos chat, please.
It's my favorite Mountain Dew.
Chaos private. Oh, okay.
It's my favorite Mountain Dew, Red. Sheesh.
I was going to be like, are you doing what I did yesterday and just send a random, like, picture in the fucking chat?
Where did he send it?
Kontrolled Khaos private, I'm assuming. It's loading.
No,
I think somebody said to put it in the Kontrolled Khaos private.
Yeah.
That's the one right above the voice chat, right?
Yep.
There's no picture
one
there,
right
man.
above it.
We're waiting.
Well, you fucking failed us.
Shame. Oh, there it is. It was loading.
You need to give me a second. Sheesh.
No.
Oh, God. Yes. I remember this was the one I was talking about in the chat.
I'm pretty sure that's one Noble and I were talking about too.
Are you telling me it's better than Orange Game Fuel right now?
This was from I think 2004.
Yeah, it was
or 2005.
No, well, hold on. The first ever Game Fuel was for Halo 3. I remember this very.
Yeah.
No, it was this one.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I remember that. No, you do not presume to trounce upon my memories, good sir. I remember that very specifically.
Yeah, but what year did Halo 3 come out?
Yeah, look at my brain's telling me 2006, 2008.
That was the year Halo 3 came out.
Somewhere
years active.
This came out in 2004 or 2005.
I have the Mountain Dew wiki right here in my hand. Halo 3 edition 2007. World of Warcraft editions 2009.
Suck my fucking cock, you piece of shit.
Okay. Anyway, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 editions 2011. Halo 4 edition 2012, Rise Son of Rome, and Dead Rising 3 editions 2013, and then...
Don't most of those have the same flavor?
Wait, I need to... Yes, it does. Let me bring up... I remembered it very specifically, that the first time Game Fuel came out, I wasn't even a Halo fan, but I was like, this soda's fucking amazing. And then the next year, it was like, you got orange and blue, and it's this different sides. It's for the Horde or for the other fucking side. I remember this specifically. So go fuck yourself. Swanee, I was right.
The one that was the most disgusting was the green one for fucking Modern Warfare 3.
So I'm gonna trigger all of you guys real quick and just say that I hate Mountain Dew in general.
That's okay.
Kick them.
You're smarter for it than we are.
Nope, kick them.
I think of it as just the stereotypical COD drink.
Well, okay, if you're hating a drink because of the stereotypes...
I also don't like the taste of it at all, so that doesn't help either.
I'm sorry, I'm still not over the fact that Chris doubted me.
Shame.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't love you anymore, Red.
Chris, if I would have bet money on
we're over.
Would you have bet with me?
Wait, what?
If you two would have bet money, would you have actually done it?
Because if I could go back in time right now and be like, fucking $100 right now, and then you would have had to give it to me.
Joke's on you, I don't have $100 to give.
Well, that's just sad. Now I'm just sad.
Maybe I'll bet David's money.
David has to give whoever's right $100.
You think I have $100?
You can sell his alcohol.
You think I have $100? I will literally put my bank account...
Probably $100 in, like, whiskey.
Oh, yeah, I probably have $100 on liquor here.
The $100 I PayPal'd you back when we didn't go to fucking Perfect Circle.
Yeah, I'll fucking do this. 1 second. This is my bank account right now.
Is it a giant middle finger?
This is my bank account right now. I'm actually going to send it in fucking...
No, don't fucking...
Don't do it. Please don't.
You can't
if you're gonna do it, black out account numbers.
Oh, there's no account numbers on this. It's just literally...
live edits up.
That should be fine. It's just a monetary value. Then nobody's going to care about that.
Exactly.
Hello? Here is my social security number.
Like, literally, this is how broke I am.
The only thing that'll get crushed is probably somebody's self-esteem.
This is how broke David is.
This
is how broke David is. Okay, bro.
It's negative.
No, not negative. Because I have, overdraft protection. I'm a smart man. This is how broke David is.
Do you want a cookie for being a smart man?
Yes, please.
I'm a smart
Well, you can't have one.
You have stale-ass Oreos under your bed, man.
Probably. I did just clean up a lot of the fucking shit that was in my room. And I sent winter clothes to, like, fucking storage. But yeah, I have $0 in my bank account.
Did he just say he sent winter clothes to Third World Thurmans?
No.
Yes.
Third World Thurmans.
Is there like a fucking donate to our Patreon link up to support Thurman so he can bail his PS4 out of fucking Hawk?
We don't have a Patreon.
We're
not big enough for that. Stop talking like that.
Like, they're kidding, but I want the audience to know that they're kidding.
Yeah, it's like, can we at least start like a GoFundMe to save Thurman?
There is no link in the description.
GoFundMe.com/freaking Planet Unity.
But anyway, yeah, yeah, my student loans just took like everything that was in my bank account. So yeah, that was fun.
That must have been fun.
Oh, it was fun. I actually went to go pick up Dragon Ball Fighters. I was going to pick up Dissidia. I'm like, yeah, you don't have enough for that. You had the $60 to pick up your fucking, Dragon Ball Fighters order. I'm like, fuck.
Well, I guess I'm still by
myself. Did you get a bootleg like Thurman did?
I did not go begging or anything to fucking get that. I'm just like, oh, wait till next payday.
Well, I guess I'm still by myself on Dissidia, right?
Yeah, you're still by yourself in Dissidia until next week. Until next Thursday.
Or unless he gets like a bootleg copy like Thurman did with Dragon Ball Fighters.
He didn't get a bootleg copy. He got a used copy, damn it. The only thing
this early?
It's like, he's pissed it didn't have dub over it. He had to read subtitles, and he was triggered about that.
Now see, if there's no dub...
Wait, Thurman was triggered about what now?
He was triggered, he had to read subs in a video game.
Oh, boo-hoo!
You know who else has to read subs in a video game? Anybody that plays a visual novel.
Wait, that's a sexy burn, dude. Also, I'm muting in and out because I'm shoveling.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of that freaking Vita this month visual novel, so I know that pain.
Oh, you bought
PlayStation Plus free game was one of the visual
Psycho Pass visual novel.
Yep.
Okay, here, let's segue into petty villain since I'm being petty right now.
I don't know shit about the game. I just freaking got it, so don't like ask me like I know anything.
You have never watched Psycho Pass?
Never.
Nope.
Go watch it, damn it. It's a great series.
My favorite pettiest villain is
David,
probably
Psycho Pass if you catch up on one.
Fuck
what was that he said? I didn't even hear him.
He's throwing shakers on 5 chapters behind in fucking One Piece and can't contribute to the One Piece discussions because the way my brain works is it goes from the furthest. My brain works by going from the furthest behind I am to the closest I am. So, and I realize this is counterproductive. I realize psychologically that this is counterproductive because I'll end up as far behind in the other series as I was originally with the other one.
You'll just create more shit that you're behind in. That's like saying, okay, I'm almost done building this house, but I haven't even started with that house.
I realize this, but I can't stop the way my brain works.
I feel.
Just like with your OCD, my OCD's a hindrance in a different way. But yeah, petty villain, I'd have to probably go with fucking,
Roman Tortrick.
No, I'd have to go with Noble.
Wait. What's the topic?
Petty villain.
Petty villain. And he picked Noble.
Petty villain?
He picked Noble. That's great.
Noble's not a bad choice.
I'm trying to remember. Give me an example of, like, petty.
Noble. Apparently. Although I think David works as a petty villain too.
I do work as a petty villain.
Yeah, he fucking does.
I am not denying I work as a petty villain.
Fuck, I gotta think now. Petty.
Adam Torres from Ruby.
Ah! Yeah.
Are you sure he'd be petty though?
I mean, he didn't get his way, so he turned into fucking Sasuke.
Oh, ultimate petty villain is Obito.
Yes! You killed my puss. I must kill the world.
Something about referring to someone as my puss is a little gross to me.
Literally, that's his motivation. They killed his girlfriend, so now he's going to kill the world.
Would you argue
it's a whole Inigo Montoya thing there? You killed my girlfriend. I killed the world.
I agree that the fucking way I worded it was shitty, but yeah, it's literally... literally, that is his mindset. He's like, I can no longer, fucking mate or continue the clan, so I'm going to murder everybody.
It was clearly, like, little boy fucking hormones happening.
Exactly. That's why I compared it to that.
I still love that.
That was the moment that Obito went through puberty.
Yeah, and I still love that. It's like literally in the canon that fucking Chihas are just emotionally bitches. Like there is a chapter, I have to try to find it. The first Hokage explains it. It's like, yeah, the Uchihas are just like way more emotionally unstable, like biologically. And I was like, so Kishimoto basically made it so like, yeah, the Uchihas are just constant drama queens. Like
they wear their emotions on their sleeves, and it's sewn into all their clothing, and it makes up every fiber of their being.
By birth, by blood, they are drama queens.
Kind of reminds me of a parody. I'm gonna look it up and post it in Discord.
Well, it makes sense why like every single Uchiha, like shit will happen. Like the perfect example is Gaara. Look at Gaara's flashback. Look at Sasuke's flashback. They're both equally fucked up. Gaara fucking got over it. Sasuke literally became a terrorist.
He kind of did.
No, and he's also like the second most powerful character in that entire show.
The most terrorist thing you can possibly do is to attack the Kage Summit, and he did it. That is the most terrorist thing you could do in the ninja world.
And got away with it.
Oh, dude, that arc is such a guilty pleasure to me. I love watching Sasuke go in all confident. Well, everyone in the world is like, Sasuke, the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, I can do it. And then he goes in and gets fucked.
I have the Mangekyo. I can do it.
Yeah, I can do it. And then he just gets like, oh, gosh. Oh, jeez.
So, any of you guys a little bit sad or wondering what's going to happen with Super now that March is coming up pretty freaking soon?
Dragon Ball has been on for too long. It can die. Let it die. You're milking the breasts until nothing but
I just want to see something
This poor dead horse has been talking for way too long.
Yeah, dude, it is a zombie at this point, and it is begging for death.
I'm just asking to see something with Oob, because they set that up and have yet to use it.
Well, yeah, it should circle back. Well, here's the thing. It'd be great if it circled, because isn't this supposed to take place between, like, the end of the Kid Buu shit and then, like, that 9-year time skip?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the problem, right? That would be amazing if they did that, but they won't, because they're money whores. The fucking money... I couldn't decide if I wanted to say money hungry or money whores, so I said money whores. They're money whores, and they're never going to fucking close that loop, because in case they ever want to come back. That'd be cool if they did, but they won't.
Ding, ding, ding. This is why I spent an entire day arguing with in a page and their post about from translator Kenzairo. Like, I'd be completely okay with this shit if they actually close the fucking gap and give it closure. If they want to end Super, they have to end the entire arc of Super.
I do love retroactively going back to that fucking final episode of Dragon Ball Z and, like, looking at Goku there and being like, so this is Goku who knows Ultra Instinct, who has fought in Gods of Destruction, all of this shit.
Right?
Know about that retroactively, like, wow.
My dude held so back for Oob. It's crazy.
Exactly. So I want to see if they're going to end it, which I still don't believe they're ending it, because they're going to fucking come back to it eventually, and then probably it'll be like Ultra or fucking Extreme or some bullshit. Like
it'll be some weird fucking open-ended thing. Because, like, as much as I love Doctor Who does the same goddamn thing, and it pisses me off. Because, like, there are certain constants that they have to keep. They can never fully kill the Master off, because the Master is a constant. He comes back. They can never fully change certain things about this aspect of his character, blah, blah, blah. And because, it's a constant. It's same things with, with like The Simpsons, right? If something crazy that changes the fucking dynamic of the show, it has to reverse itself.
As shitty as an example as this is, when they killed off Brian in fucking Family Guy, they retconned that because of the backlash.
That pissed me off, though. That they should have just... I respected them for doing something different for a second.
That pissed me off when they, fucking retconned that.
A lot of people I know stopped watching Family Guy when they retconned that, because they just, they were like, for real? Really? Like, just... Because that was one of those moments where it was like, hey, look, they're trying to do different than Simpsons and, like, stay fresh and do shit, and now it's just like, now you're just fucking spitting on their faces, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool, bye.
Wasn't the official statement saying that to not believe in the character because anything could happen and don't be so attached? because we have the power to literally take it away.
Right.
I think that's the Ruby tagline.
Wow. Don't believe it. No, for Ruby it would be don't believe in good choreography. We have the power to.
We have the power to constantly disappoint.
We have the power to just make you think maybe they'll do a good job, and then disappoint over and over again.
Still so many fights that they teased, and I really wanted to happen.
Duh. We'll be here forever if we start talking about that as much as I want to.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I was
let's leave Ruby behind for a
So
little bit.
Red, how goes fighting Heartless?
Oh yeah, so I didn't get too
God
far.
damn it, Thurman.
I did go over to hang out with her, and we played a bit. But what happened was she's living in her dorm right now, and it's one of those dorm rooms that it's like the group one where there's like fucking like 10, not 10. It's like a suite, so there's like 6 people in there. So we started playing, and then fucking they came in, and like the huge group started using the TV, so we couldn't fucking keep playing. So I only got to play like an hour. And so I am, like I said, I'm still at the, like, because basically what I did was, when it gave me the option to go to either the worlds, it was like, oh, there's like, however many stars is how challenging enemies are in these worlds, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, this
Go to Tarzan first.
Hold on, I'm talking, Chris. This world has 1 star, this world has 2 stars, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking be different and go to the 2-star one first. And I was like, yeah.
That F's up the story, though.
Well, that means the game's shittily designed, and it shouldn't give you the option to do that. If the story can't be done in a why the fuck
it can.
Why would they dude, I'm sorry. Can I get into a little bit of a rant here? If you're gonna make the whole point of a video game is to be able to play the game your way. The cool thing that what makes a video game so unique is that unlike a movie, unlike a TV show or a manga, every experience can be different. So if you're going to tell me that my experience is the wrong way, then that's stupid.
That's why I respect
It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing that ruined the Undertale, because every Undertale fan went into the comments and was like, "You're playing the wrong way. You can't kill anyone." You know what I mean? Like that was what they did, and it ruined the game for fucking everyone, because the whole point of it, play it your way.
Yep.
So if you're gonna, you don't want to do that, buddy. You don't want to be that guy who's like, "You're playing the wrong way."
Well, the issue with it's the way the worlds interact, basically. So
why would they give me the option to go to either?
It's a fucking early attempt at an open world game. Now we have games that are like, this event here can connect here, this event can connect here, this event can connect here.
The later games in the series fixes it better.
Well, either way, I decided to go to 2 first just because that's what I do in games. I'm a rebel in every game I play. If they say go forward. Yeah,
when I put him in front of fucking Assassin's Creed Origins, he's like, the first thing I'm going to do is go on a murderous rampage.
Yeah, I tried to kill as many citizens as I could before getting killed.
And he's like, but I can't kill the children.
Yeah, I was mad that they didn't let me kill children.
Jesus, you're a monster.
And in Skyrim, the first thing I did was burn the dog.
Jesus, you're a monster.
The first thing I did in fucking Skyrim is I shouted a child against the fucking wall of the city. I'm like, oh, but I can't kill it.
Man, video games are there to do shit.
Yeah,
to be able to do crazy shit.
The way I enjoy games is I like to test the moral system. If it has a moral system in place, I want to test that.
When I play a game, because before anyone's like, oh my gosh, psychopath, someone get this guy in a mental. Video games to me are a way, like when I play a video game, one of the first things I want to do is test the limits of that video game. What are the rules? What am I allowed to do? What happens if I try jumping against this wall or doing this? I spent a good 15 minutes trying to stack a box on top of a box to see if I could glitch over a wall. Just because I was curious what would happen if I could do it. Rebecca's like, what are you doing in that corner? And I'm like, if I can get this box on this box, I can skip this area by going over this wall. This is what I do in games. I always
or you use the Salt Bay emoji to glitch through the raid in fucking Destiny 2.
Yeah. So I attempt to travel the road less traveled. Because to me, if your video game is predominantly meant for story, you should have made it into a damn anime or a movie. Okay?
Now, quick question.
What's up?
Quick question. You know how you got to choose a sword, shield, and staff? Which did you choose in the beginning?
Wish I remembered. It was like fucking a month ago at this point. I
Please
think.
Try.
Ding ding ding. Let's see. What would I have gone? I'm just trying to retrace what I would do now because I'm pretty sure I chose the. I think just to make it easier on me, I'm pretty sure I chose swords so that my attacks would do shit.
God bless your soul.
You're gonna have such an easy time in game.
He would have had such an easy time if he picked the shield.
I'd say your choice of the Dream World weapons kind of essentially dictates when you learn certain abilities, but it's not that game breaking.
I might be wrong. I mean, like the first ability
if you
I learned
picked
was
the sword, if you picked the sword, you basically picked hard mode because all your healing stuff doesn't come in until around level.
Oh, that is
I want to
true.
say 50 and up.
Okay. Well, because the first thing, maybe this can help you figure out which one I picked. The first thing I picked, or the first thing I learned was like sliding thing. Slides you towards the enemy and doesn't attack.
I'm actually gonna look up the level up for each.
I learned the sliding, and then I learned the dodge roll, which was the best ever. That was like, oh, I can like this game now. I can dodge.
I'm pretty sure the sliding dash was probably the sword.
I'm remembering.
I'm 90% sure it is.
I thought that was a fucking like. I'm like, okay, like if
I think shield gets scanned a little bit earlier.
Sliding dash. If he picks sword, the first ability he'll get at level 6 is sliding dash. So he picks sword. God bless your soul, which means I want to see you get second chance, which is one of the most important healing abilities in the whole game at level 48. Well, that's like towards the end of the game.
Well, I did get because remember I went to the arena first. I went to the Coliseum place. I got all the way up to I fought through fucking hordes, and I did get up to Cloud multiple times. And I just kept obviously losing against Cloud.
Well, that's only natural.
Yeah.
I'd say that's actually kind of a point where if you had picked the shield, you get guard earlier, and that would have been helpful.
Well,
but it's not that big of a deal though.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big deal. I know. What I'm planning on doing now, I'm actually going to go back to the less difficult one. And my thing is, after all the shit I've done in this world, I've probably leveled up a bit. So that first world should probably be a bit easier now.
Oh, he doesn't know the boss. That's right. Oh.
Have fun.
All right. Let's have fun with Red really quick. Let's have fun with Red.
So you tell me not to go to the 2-star one, and then when I say okay, go to the 1-star one, you're like anything I do, you're like, oh, he's playing it wrong. Oh,
no, I'm not saying you're playing it wrong. I'm saying either way, you're screwed. But let's have fun with Red. Let's have fun with Red. Let's think of a boss that he's going to end up having to go to. And we're not going to say the name of the boss. We're just going to say the world and why we think he'll have trouble with it. I say Hollow Bastion first time around.
Okay, so
sure.
Red, I'm going to give you a bit of advice. Do some grinding before going to Hollow Bastion.
Before you go to Hollow Bastion, you better grind your ass.
Can I ask you a question? All of the repeated attempts I did at the fucking hordes in the Coliseum, does all of that experience stack up, or every time I retry, does that experience go away?
It stacks up.
Okay, well, I've done. I guarantee you, I don't give up. So I guarantee you, I'm very well leveled at this point. I'm not saying I'm.
Wait, what level are you? Can you remember what level are you?
I do not remember.
Would you say around 12, 13?
I know I learned the dodge roll as well. That was like way before.
That's story. That's a story ability.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know then.
So
the dodge roll is. Oh.
You have scan. You should have scan.
Probably.
All right. Can you see the health bar of the enemies when you lock
Dude,
on?
do you think I fucking? How could I possibly remember?
You should be paying attention to your enemy's health bar. Damn. Okay. Azazel, what world do you want look forward for him to experience for the first time?
Honestly, man, and this really it actually really depresses me. I don't think I'm that good of a gamer. I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm a shit gamer because like I'm bad at most games.
Well, it takes practice to get good.
Like I said though, you should be perfectly fine for most of want to get cure.
Once he gets cure, he'll be good.
Up till endgame.
I'm slowly becoming that fucking like the parent where it's like, what does this do? You know, I fucking hate it.
Well, it's also because you focused on one system for so long, or one game console, creator,
I need you guys straight up, and I don't care. I don't want to hear that David answer like, oh, I don't know, man. I just make time for it. I need you to show me the way and fucking tell me how you guys fucking make time for it.
I prioritize my time.
I made it my freaking livelihood.
Yeah, Dragon kind of fucked himself while making himself good. I
made it my livelihood, so I'm good. I don't know what you're saying is I'm good.
Well, here's what the main problem I have is that, like, sure, I'll want to play games, and if I do it, if I get into it, I'll play them more. But what I end up doing is I just kind of like lie in my fucking bed and just like browse Reddit, and then I blink and the day's gone. And I hate myself.
All right, so here's
so you uninstall Reddit.
Stop being on Reddit.
Well,
uninstall Reddit.
But his name is it's in the site.
Well,
though,
that was a stretch.
He's reading it.
Like here, I don't know what to do, man. Like I'm really bad at time management. I don't know how to like.
I suck at time management. You know what time I woke up today? I woke up at 1 o'clock in the fucking evening. Or the afternoon.
Oh, that's nothing. That's chump change, dude.
I woke up like an hour and a half ago.
Holy shit.
See, that's real numbers there, right there. That is real wake up time.
Here is...
Well, I also work midnights, though, so I was awake when I normally would be awake anyway.
I set my alarm for 11:30 this morning. My issue is I didn't go to bed till fucking 5.
Not a foot long.
So
I consistently get between 4 to 6 hours of sleep a day.
You know what's ironic about that, Zazel? I woke up naturally today at 11 and went to bed at 5 in the morning.
David, though, like, I mean this when I say it, okay? I actually do want some help to get into the groove of having hobbies again because, like, I don't know if it's depression. I don't know if it's time management. I just don't do shit that I love anymore. Like, not nearly as much as I used to.
So
first things first, we gotta get everybody. We gotta get everybody in one state.
All right. What is a game that interests you as of recent?
See, that's the thing. I barely even keep up with it. Like, I don't even know what the fuck's being released.
What game? It is. I'm not talking about what is being released. What is a game right now that has your interest?
I downloaded Mario Odyssey, and I just need to play it more. I just get so fucking distracted.
Mario Odyssey. All right. Freaking write a commentary on how well Mario Odyssey does the open world formula. That forces you to play the game, to learn in depth of it, so that you can write the script for it, to then get the footage and upload it, making you play more. And in turn, also helps Planet Unity.
I do have an idea. My current idea is because what I end up doing, what I notice is that, like, the more time feels like it's going by really fast to me, the more I don't even try to do stuff. Like, I'll be like, I want to do this, but there's no point because I don't have any time, and then I never end up doing anything, right? So I need to force myself to do it anyway.
That's
so, like,
more depression than it is, time management.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was depression, yeah.
Okay, so what I do is I sit back and I smoke a bowl.
Sometimes you tempt me, David. Sometimes you tempt me. And that's me we're talking about.
But it's become this, kind of obvious thing in our chat is, like, everybody's super fucking depressed. I don't know if it's because we got a shitty president or we got,
bro, it's because we have a shitty president, let's be real.
Maybe, man. Like, to me, it was around fucking, like, early last year. Like, shit just started, like, really going downhill from my...
Because we were at the brink of our destruction over a tweet. That's why. That realization is sinking in. Impressive.
Little Rocket Man doesn't realize that my button's bigger and it works. No, my button's bigger.
It's gonna be alright.
I'm like, I looked at my fucking Twitter and my trending, and I'm like, when that came out, I'm like, you're gonna start a fucking nuclear war. Shut the fuck up.
Look at the bright side. Look at the bright side. If there is one, okay? If we survive these next 2 years, because we're halfway through, woo! If we survive, this is comedy gold for years.
Oh, yeah. Also, just because I know you probably don't know much about politics, people choose to not care about it. There's also the mid-elections, which is where, and every single number is basically saying that the Democrats are going take over the House for the mid-elections because of how bad, just like all the shit. So the Democrats are going to take back over during the mid-elections, which is, like this year. And then basically it'll be gridlock. Nothing, like Trump won't be able to do anything he wants to do because the Democrats will be in the House.
Maybe we'll survive these next 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's why like we're gonna have the Democrats take over, because it's the same thing when Obama was in office. His second term, it was Obama was the president and he was a Democrat, but House was full Republican. So like he would try to get shit done. Republicans would block him. That's why Obamacare was shit, because the Republicans made him make it shittier in order to pass it. Shit like that. So like,
and that's why everyone bashes Obama.
Exactly. Like that was the fucking goal with the Republicans, by the way. They made him make Obamacare shit so they could come out and say, "Look at Obamacare, it's shit." They made it. Like,
it was a really bad issue that was made worse by the rest of the fucking group. And I don't like getting political on the channel at all, but I mean I really think a lot of the depression in the chat is because of how shitty are those of us in the U.S. I don't know if any of our contributors are from outside of the U.S. or not.
A lot of shit happened in my life recently because it was like I basically it's adult time. I gotta get a full-time job. I gotta move out. I gotta that and the other thing. And sometimes I feel like there's no time for fun things ever.
That's why I straight up I'm like, I don't care if I get straight C's this semester. I'm going to enjoy myself and not burn myself out like I did last time. Because my grade point average doesn't mean dick coming out of my degree. Like, as long as I know what the fuck I'm talking about, I can get a good job in IT, or if I even want to continue with the IT career, because I'm getting burnt out of IT in general. Like, I know it's fucking money, but at the same time, it's like, I enjoy doing this more than I do, my actual day job. So I'm like, I'm getting more enjoyment and more fulfillment out of this, but I realize I have to have that day job until we're bigger and can either monetize or eventually, do the Patreon shit.
Yeah, I'm depressingly starting to understand why fucking suicide rates go up around these ages.
Oh my god.
As fucked as it is.
I'm way too much of a pussy, but I'm not gonna don't worry about it.
Exactly. But as fucked as it is, I do agree with that sentiment, Red. It's like, I understand why it's, especially in our generation, why it's so relevant that we have this.
This generation has to go through a lot more
than any previous generation did.
For life.
Yeah. To get a good job, you have to have experience. But to have that experience, you have to work in it. But to get that job, you have to have experience. But you need that fucking massive pile of debt to fucking get. And then that massive pile of debt compounds more interest. And that interest compounds more fucking interest. And then you're stuck for the rest of your life.
Not to mention the fucking, the fact that, like, compare how much the minimum wage has gone up to inflation, it's, like, not even close.
Yeah. One of my friends, that I was arguing with her friends about the abortion bill, one of her more recent posts has been like, I can't even live by myself with an $8.25 minimum wage.
No, it's impossible. There was a study, there's, like, almost no place in the entire country where a minimum wage job
can get you a one-bedroom apartment in the shitty slums of fucking Detroit, even. Like,
so we're facing a crisis in this day and age, and we're at the forefront of it. And I've found myself. I'm sorry for getting real here, but I mean, hopefully y'all like real conversations, because sometimes these conversations can help people. My thing is like, I don't know, man. Because there was a good chunk of my time where, like, early on in my life, I took meds for depression, OCD. I got off of them, and I felt great, and I stayed off of them for a while. And now I'm at the point where I almost feel like I need to be on them again. But I at the same time, I don't like meds because it's really just kind of covering up the actual problem.
That's what my thought is. I have my meds in my fucking medicine cabinet. I have not filled them since I reinstated my medical card.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'd rather take the natural, versus the...
Weed.
Well,
So,
hey, I'm legal, so I'd rather take that natural.
You got a card.
I'd rather take that versus the chemical bullshit that has been fucking mass produced and.
Very true. And ending off this real conversation, and then we'll get back to more fun topics. David,
all right.
Hold on. One more ending off. I'm saying one more thing.
All right.
Because it's a real thing, and I like saying this. Always fucking makes me feel better. David, you and I had a conversation about how we're probably going to live together at some point to fucking alleviate that cost.
Yeah, because my fucking check, the minute it hits my bank account, right, at least this semester, 99% of that goes to my fucking tuition, and then I have, like, roughly $70 to fuck around with. It either goes to the channel or it goes to something to... When I had my therapist always told me, no matter if you did something good or you did something bad, you should always treat yourself. Because that at least alleviates some of the depression you have to deal with in life. So I always set aside a set amount of my paycheck to, treat myself. Like, oh, I want this manga, or I want this. I want this to reward myself for continuing to exist.
Yeah.
As fucked up as that sounds, that was basically the way my therapist worded it. It was like, you continue to, succeed in your life in some way, shape, or form. So you should reward yourself for that, so you at least feel better. And I'm like, as much as it sounds like retail therapy, like something, some soap opera would tell you to do, it does help,
No, dude, therapy, I'm a big believer in therapy.
Yeah. Retail therapy, I didn't really believe in, and then I realized, as fucked up as it sounds, me going out and getting, a new game, or, paying off a pre-order, buying something for the channel to help, better our quality. Like, when I bought the fucking mic stand and the fucking pot filter, and I had my friend come install that while I was on vacation. Like, that was fucking, a good thing for me, because it made me feel like I'm accomplishing something. Even though, at the time,
for me, this entire channel is something that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something as well.
No matter if we argue, 3.5 hours before we film.
But I mean, like, that was less an argument.
It was more constructive,
like wrong game fuel dates.
Yeah, it's like that. I agree. Like that conversation we had when I was talking to you about like Yumacon and everything, and like us, at least being roommates, because it's like there's no way to actually succeed, financially.
And did that kind of like alleviate some of your stress? Because it did for me.
It did too. It really did.
Because I mean that, David. Like, we're about to get real on this fucking podcast. It's like real. It's gonna be sappy and real, and you're about to feel a real emotional here. David, I fucking like you're one of my best friends, if not my best friend at the current moment. And like,
I completely agree.
Having fucking friends is like honestly the thing that keeps me fucking going always.
Yeah. I completely agree, and that goes for everybody that's involved in this channel. It's like, you wouldn't be here if I didn't consider you a friend. That's the realest thing. I made this channel, with Eli's brand of Planet Unity to kind of, group up all of the friends that we've made since we've created, the Facebook group. And, like, at least, in me, it's almost like an early Smosh. Like, the videos we make are to, like, impress each other and kind of get laughs out of each other. If they get views, they get views. If they don't get views, they don't get views. That's kind of why I was a little bit triggered when we had the conversation earlier. Like, this is just for us to, impress each other. It's not like it's life or death to any of us.
Oh,
that's why I'm like,
well, yeah. I would like to get to a point where
exactly, and at a point, I would like to make this a way of living.
Oh, it would be amazing.
Because I fucking hate my job. I hate everything about my job. I don't care if my job hears me say this. Because I could go out and I could go just reopen my fucking IT business. It's
like, Meyer. Fucking no one is saying
no one works at Meyer because they love working at Meyer.
Exactly. When I quit Meyer, I wanted to just quit. But they were like, give your 2 weeks because Meyer is always there as like a fallback. And I was like, they're kind of right. It is the fucking bottom barrel, isn't it?
It really is. That's why
I like working in retail.
There's something seriously wrong with you.
We're not talking about what's wrong with me, though. We're talking about real stuff.
Yeah, like, I can't stand working in retail. That's why I chose the IT end of it. Like, oh, great, I get to, you know, fucking fix coin jams. I get to, you know, fix, like, the MSR machines. You know, shit like that is what I do. And I fucking hate it because I have to listen to everybody complain about everything on the fucking planet. Like, this isn't working. This isn't working. Go fix my thing.
David, I request this podcast to be called "We Get Real."
Okay. Once the archive's up, I'll make it fucking the fucking title.
Yeah. Now, fucking, I guess last thing, finally ending this off, I think that I'll be okay because like roommating with friends is what's gonna keep me going, especially because not only does it help with price shit, but like what I know specifically is when I hang out with a friend, that is the one time where I do stuff. I watch anime, I play games. When I'm with a friend, I do shit that I like.
Exactly.
Friends are what, yeah. So I mean, like that
your
would
friends
help
are
me a
what
lot.
drive
So,
you.
Yeah.
Your friends are your power, aren't they?
So, yeah.
They really are. As fucking fairy tale-ish as it sounds. As fairy tale-ish as it sounds, this channel literally is the power of friendship.
Yeah. I should fucking like.
God, we're a generic shonen trope.
I find a generic fairy tale fucking channel and just like put all of our faces on it. Like, yeah, French. You mess.
So that would get a copyright strike.
No. Instead of like, you know those fucking panels.
How? It's a generic shonen trope.
There's so many times in fairy tale where it's like, you mess with the fairy tale guild instead of be like, you mess with Planet Unity. Yeah. Okay. So what's the next actual topic, David?
All right. Who's everyone's favorite dragon? Because that's a thing.
No, we're not doing Thurman's topic. We'll let Thurman keep his topic.
Do it really quickly. We can do it really quickly. Favorite dragon. Everyone, go.
Dragon King.
Dragon King.
I didn't think y'all actually would say me. Oh my god.
You want to know my actual answer? Aluden.
That's the only way we can get away with doing this topic without Thurman. Is if we lie and say Dragon King.
Oh my god, and now you made it hurt.
But no,
okay.
Funniest rage moment. I got one.
Just now when Dragon raged about how we just killed his dreams and everything.
I got one right here. Let me find the picture really quick.
Can someone clarify the fucking like topic to me? I don't understand.
What's your funniest rage moment? Like when you've raged in a game.
Anything?
In game.
Okay.
Oh, we can't use Chris's rage posts on Facebook?
No. So I have one.
Lame.
Let me find the picture so I can live edit it up. You guys go while I scroll through my fucking camera gallery.
Wait, does it have to be us raging at the game, or can it be us causing a rage-inducing moment?
Well, while he's looking up, I'll say mine. The one I remember really well is Mario Galaxy 2. There's a level where
oh my god,
bit Luigi, and like you're jumping from like platform to platform, and as you jump from platform to platform, the platforms disappear, and underneath is like a poisonous thing that kills you immediately when you touch it. You just sink into it, and you have to go around the entire fucking map and collect like hundreds of purple coins and get them all, right? It's like one of them like extra stars. So like, and I was trying to like fully complete the game. So it was, and this was the one I was stuck on for fucking ever. So it's like, gotta get the coins, but as you walk on the platforms disappear. You can never backtrack. So the one, it was the middle of the night. My parents were sleeping. And I got so into the game that I actually forgot. It was one of those moments. We all have those moments where we forget our surroundings and we're just in the game, right?
Yeah, I forgot my surroundings when that happened.
Yeah, so I was doing that, and I was one coin away, and
then the platform collapsed.
Yeah, it was something like one coin away from like just getting the star, and I don't know, my thumb slipped. Something fucking happened where I just fell.
You got lag on the Wiimote.
No. I've never had much lag issue with the Wii, honestly. But
fucking bullshit.
I haven't either. Dude, man, like if you're talking about motion controls, yes, but not the fucking actual buttons. I have not had any.
Yeah, motion controls I had horrendous lag on, especially in Skyward Sword.
Now, anyway, well, that's because you have fucking a million goddamn...
My entire room is nothing but Bluetooth shit.
Yeah, you realize, like, that fucked Miyamoto up. Like, that's a classic, like, Nintendo blunder.
Yes.
They were like, all the Bluetooth, they was fucking up their games.
Yeah, but this was before I had all the Bluetooth shit. I had my Wii, and that was it.
I didn't have an issue with it. Either way, but yeah, no, yeah, it was that. It was a fucking thing I had tried for the whole night. Got that close, didn't do it.
And you're like, God fucking damn it!
Hold on, I'm still fucking. I fucking tell my story. My mom fucking, hearing me scream, is assuming I'm getting murdered or something, and she's like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm sorry, I was game. Luckily, I was younger because if I did that shit now, my dad would fucking kill me.
Yeah. So mine is this. This is not my controller. This is one I actually, pulled off of YouTube or fucking Facebook. But I had that exact same issue during my last Call of Duty World War II war mode,
Fun.
and I chucked the fucking controller because I kept getting it was number one. It was right when Resistance dropped, so it was like the day after the fucking DLC dropped. I'm like, fuck.
I don't think I've ever thrown a controller in my life. Like, they're too expensive.
I know, right?
like
So,
everyone.
That's why I had to ask. That's why I had to ask if it was a rage causing moment, or did we actually have to rage at it?
Like, I have this uncontrollable rage when I'm playing shooters competitively, and I know I'm good at it, but I'm getting bullshit kills.
David, do you think you'd be? Do you think that anger would translate to real life? Should I be scared if we lived together one day?
No.
Yes.
No.
You didn't fry the milk.
No. Like,
He's gonna throw a controller at your head.
I might throw a controller at you, but I won't throw anything at you. Other than that, no. But seriously. Call of Duty is a game I'm actually fucking good at. And when I'm getting, like, if I'm getting fucking 3 and 36. There's some bullshit going on. And it's this fucking new gun that dropped with the DLC. It's bullshit the whole...
Oh, I know which...
The hit detection, if it hits you from the cock up, it's considered a headshot. I'm like, no, that's a body shot. That's a fucking body shot. And I'm seeing the headshot detector on there. I'm like, no. I saw where the fucking bullet hit me. It's like,
I know exactly which gun he's talking about. Every big Call of Duty YouTuber is milking that gun for content right now.
Yup.
And
I saw my username on a fucking highlight reel. That's what triggered me. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm content.
So that's good to hear, I guess.
I'm like, no, it literally bounced off my desk and then hit my dresser.
I'm really curious to play World War II with him now.
You might make him break another controller.
Oh, that would be great.
He's gonna punch you through the internet.
Come at me, GG Nori.
Like, good God, the gun is such bullshit. So if I'm going 3 and 30 something, I'm like, no, I know I'm better than this. And that... I
used to be good at boots to the ground.
Yeah.
I want to see this man. I want to see this man get pissed. No, I'm curious. He piqued my interest.
You do not want to see me pissed on stream.
I want to see you pissed.
I just thought of another one. I did have a Splatoon rage moment.
Really? Splatoon?
He takes Splatoon seriously.
Fuck off.
How do you take Splatoon seriously?
Because he doesn't.
Have you seen the chat?
Dragon.
Never.
Dragon. First of all, you're judging off of appearance again, like everyone fucking does. I wish I had Thurman. But like Thurman, this is the one thing Thurman's right on. Is that like people fucking immediately assume Nintendo games are so kiddish. That game has a more competitive community than all your little pussy games combined. I tell you that.
Bullshit, motherfucker!
Fucking come at
bullshit.
The salt on the Splatoon players, you do not comprehend.
Okay,
I don't know. Destiny Salt is really up there, man.
Destiny Salt tops Splatoon Salt, man. Straight up.
Easily.
I have seen people fucking drop the game and uninstall it in stream.
Either way.
Like, you don't know what Salt is.
number one, don't make fun of me for games I like, bro.
No, we're not making fun of you. It's just like we have seen the salt of Destiny.
Just a quick summary as to why I like Splatoon Dragon. I prefer any shooter I like. It's always a shooter that has a unique, just something different about it, right? That's why I liked BioShock, and that's why I like Splatoon. What I enjoy about Splatoon is that it's got that like element of strategy where you can swim through the ink is your weapon, but also your mode of transportation, and I think that's really fucking cool. And it's got a really cool aesthetic. I really enjoy games these days that can go past the brown, grayish, everything looks realistic aesthetic and actually like.
Oh, I'm not knocking that at all, and
yeah, I'm not knocking it either.
I'm sure Dragon's
but yes, go on the Splatoon Reddit if you ever want to see some fucking competitiveness.
All I need to be is on Destiny, and I know enough competitiveness. That, or if I really wanted to hate myself, I could hop into Overwatch.
Okay,
no,
guys, I have to head off in like 5 minutes, so like let me just finish my story real quick and get off for you guys. So just the only reason I did that is because I wanted to. The only reason I usually don't let myself get triggered, but it was usually I get really annoyed when I've set a goal for myself and then I can't meet that goal, right? So one time I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to go to sleep, but I was like, no, I need to get to this rank before I go to sleep, right? And it was like, I don't know how the ranking system works compared to other games that you guys have played, but like basically it's like you win, you go up, you lose enough, you go down, blah blah, right? So I had to win like one or two more to get to this new thing, and I was like, okay, that'll satisfy OCD. I'll fucking win, and I'll get to that level, and then I'll go to bed, right? I just kept having. I had so much of a losing streak after I said that I went down another level, and then I refused to go to sleep until I got back to that level. So I was up until like 4 a.m. Like, I will not sleep until I win another goddamn game.
That was me when I broke that controller.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
But I never take it out of my controllers, especially Switch controllers. Good God.
You know what? The Switch controller is $70. I have a fucking Prime button for DualShocks.
That's fucking... Really? Do you really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I have a generic black DualShock fucking Prime button. I have that shit on speed order.
Dude, why even go black? Get a new color every single time. Like,
because every fucking color is a different Prime button. I don't want my Prime buttons to be like fucking 9 million. That's why I just picked the first Smash controller.
You have a fucking row of colors, like, what?
What color do I want to get today? Oh, I'm feeling, magma orange. Yeah. Oh shit, that one's $80. Damn it. Where the black one's like $45, I can just fucking instant checkout and make sure I have enough in my bank account.
Why are the different colors that goddamn expensive?
Because they're special.
For example, this one here, that the fucking Bluetooth remote's finally died in. This was, for the 20th anniversary, I think it was, for, the PS1. But it will not work without being plugged in anymore, because the Bluetooth is dead.
Oh, did you kill the fucking PS1 one?
There's days it will connect and there's days it won't connect via Bluetooth.
Wait, I didn't know Bluetooth can just die like that?
Yeah.
I've never had anything like that.
I've had that issue with a couple pairs of Skull Candy over-the-ear headphones. I've had that issue with my Beats. I had Beats for the longest time, and the Bluetooth remote was so fucking cheap in them that they would just fucking die. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just buy Skull Candies, and like they're half the fucking price, the same quality to me. I'm like,
Beats by Dre.
Beats by Dre, where you're buying the name, not the fucking product.
Oh yeah, just like all of Kanye West's clothing, right?
Oh, you want to look like a homeless person? Buy Kanye West clothing.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw his... I actually watched the little fucking live show. I'm like, it looks like something you would see on the side of Grand Rapids streets. I'm like, this is depressing. And he's charging $2,000-$3,000 for this fucking shit. I'm not making light of homelessness. That's literally what it looks like.
Yeah. Making fun. Yeah, he's not making light of homelessness.
The key in all of that is that he had to mention Grand Rapids and not Detroit, because Detroit's a higher class of living, I guess.
Detroit, there's nobody that's still there, basically.
Detroit looks like a fucking atom bomb went off.
Exactly. I was there 2 fucking weeks ago. I'm like, nobody's patched the pothole. There's literally nothing open. No, Detroit is dead.
Detroit is so bad that if aliens were to come and invade us, we should just name Detroit Earth, and they'll feel so bad that they'll leave or help us.
You know, the sad part is that's probably fucking true. or just no.
Let us help you before we invade you.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head off. You guys can continue the podcast as long as you need. I've gotten to the place that I need to be, and I've sat here for like 10 minutes. So,
alrighty.
I'll talk to you guys later. All right.
Alrighty.
Bye, Red.
Bye. Let me close
So,
Discord.
when do you think he's gonna die the most in KH1?
Probably around the, he'll probably rage the most around the Little Mermaid levels.
Yes. He'll rage against Ursula, and then...
I can't wait for him to get to Kingdom Hearts 2.
No!
Oh, yes.
Oh, God. When he tries to fight Sephiroth, he will break the
No,
controller.
forget Sephiroth!
Kingdom Hearts 2 Atlantica.
Lingering Will is what I'm waiting for in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh,
that
fuck.
shit breaks people.
Lingering Will does break people. Holy shit. It's been so long since I played KH2.
No way. No way he's gonna get through that without breaking something or quitting. There's no way.
He's too much of a pacifist to get through that.
You cannot be pacifist with Lingering Will.
You really can't.
I just realized I haven't actually played Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix yet.
Fucking do
And
it!
I own it. And I own it.
Just wait, you own it, bruh.
And I haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
But he's gonna suffer
Or at least
with
not
Lingering
like
Will.
not like extra content like Lingering Will or anything yet.
He's gonna suffer with Lingering Will. He's gonna suffer with Sephiroth from KH1, Mysterious Figure in Kingdom Hearts 1, and Riku 3 in Chain of Memories.
Yep.
The Reaper in
oh yes, in Neverland. Yep, the Reaper. He's gonna get so pissed at that one.
So Chris, fucking play it.
Ow! What was that?
That was from Loot Gaming. It is a Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus train whistle.
Jesus,
available right now at what site?
Yeah, that's Loot Gaming. It's probably still in the Loot Vault. Yeah, I had that blown in my fucking ear the other day, so I'm like, I'm going to torture somebody with it.
Why would you do that to me? What did I do to you?
I think he was trying to get me.
I think I was trying to get you, but I figured out that afterwards that you probably had a headset on.
I use a HyperX Cloud 2 headset. Thank God I had one ear off. My God, I would freaking had tinnitus after that.
I already have tinnitus, so...
Same.
Yeah, it happens a lot when you deal with closing and opening doors for an extended period of time. Or the fucking, especially if you had one of the really loud fire alarms for fire drills at school.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, that shit.
Or if you're, firing semi-automatic weapons.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you got yours from the
3 years.
military. I forgot that. Yours
Ooh,
is
something fun. I got a
fun
school story to say. I got a fun school story. This is only gonna relate if you understand New York trains.
Oh God.
Hey, who else in this group is currently, in New York or has ever been to New York?
Eli
I live
lives
here.
There.
I live here.
Yeah, Eli.
So,
lives
that's
there
kind of
too.
the point I'm making.
Yeah, Eli. I've heard his horror stories from fucking public transportation there, and I do not envy you.
Here's a horror story. Because my teacher didn't know shit about getting to where we needed to go. So basically, we were on a field trip, right? And we were supposed to go to Coney Island to go to the aquarium. And Eli, I'm sure you know how easy it could get there, right?
If he even watches this podcast.
If we had to go there, right? And we decide we're gonna take the train to get there instead of a freaking school bus like every other school would normally do, but that's besides the point. We get to the train, and the trains available were the C train and the B train, okay? So she tells us we're gonna go and take the C train, okay? We get to the train station. The C train's right there. We're already like in the station, and we could just walk in and take the train. But she says no, and I'm like, okay, why? Oh, because we gotta take the B. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Little bit annoyed by that. It gets worse. B comes in, right? And we don't get on. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, we have to take the C. Then why didn't we take the C that was here before? C train comes, we take it. We transfer to the D train, which is the slowest possible way to get to Coney Island, mind you. And we take it all the way to Coney Island, end up getting there by around 1 in the afternoon, was only able to stay there for about 2 hours just to take the D train back and get there by almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon, well past after school hours. It was the most horrible experience because we didn't see nothing at the aquarium, and the whole time I'm telling her the directions on how to get there, doesn't listen to me. Parents are calling frantically, wondering where their kids are at.
Christ.
I end up having to call my mom with a cell phone she gave in case of emergencies. She goes off on the teacher about it, and the assistant teacher the whole time is agreeing with me about my directions, but would not freaking budge because she was stubborn and forced us to go through that experience. It was the most horrible thing ever. Like, I started counting how many trains were passing us. As I'm pretty sure we stopped on a bridge at one point. That's how slow we were going.
Jesus fucking Christ. And this is why
Did the conductor have to get out and get McDonald's?
Most likely. But it was horrible. And it never fails. And this is a recurring thing with me in my school experience, is that I end up being with dumbass teachers who either don't know the content that they're teaching, or in a case of a trip, they don't know where to go. So we end up getting lost and like missing out on the trip itself.
Okay.
It's pretty
great. But the train trip was the whole experience.
Yeah, the train trip was the experience. Yep. Not like I want to freaking see whales or some shit.
Yeah, so I can go with this. In high school, I had this teacher that I had for principal for my grade school, period. And she and I never saw eye to eye, because my mom would spoil me and, bring, fucking fast food there instead of the cafeteria food, to the point where she, when I was in 5th grade, she threatened to have my mom taken out of the school by the police because she was coddling me too much that I needed to experience real school life, instead of being basically the homeschooled child that comes to public school.
Bruh.
I'm like, okay, cool. I guess you can't bring me, Burger King when you come back from your chemo and shit. But that's because that was the whole reason she would do it. Like, yeah, I get to see my kid kind of shit. Yeah, I lived another day, but my principal fucking was a bitch. So I had her for my 7th grade history. And I know the chances of her ever seeing this video are slim to none, so I don't care.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if she ends up seeing the video.
Come fight me. Literally, my experience with her was like, the entire time it would be like me, cocky 7th grade, student, like, oh, I got you again.
Hey, at the very least, your teacher didn't go to you and say, "Stop stalking me with your eyes."
No,
I've had that.
One, she was not attractive in any way, shape, or form. And 2, I hated her with every fiber of my being for the way she treated my family. So, that would never...
So, wait. Are you supposed to stalk her with your nose, then?
No,
basically,
she had a big enough nose to stalk.
The whole thing was because of the fact that you know how you're supposed to pay attention to the teacher whenever she's talking. You gotta keep eyes on her so that you're paying attention.
Right.
That's what a good student does. I was doing what a good student does. She got pissed by that and says, "Stop stalking me with your eyes." She was psychotic.
No, that's great. But my experience with this teacher was like, I would fall asleep because the class was boring as hell. I would fall asleep. She would go up to the fucking blackboard and just take her fucking giant fake nails down it.
And
to wake me and every other sleeping student up. So our way of getting back at her because she had her doctorate degree, and we thought, oh, she's just a big shot. Think she's a big shot. We were better than her. We called her Dr. Pepper because her name was Dr. Pfeiffer. So we went on this tangent, like, okay, cool, we'll do this, blah blah blah. So my little posse of friends would end up, you know, with a referral slip to the office. They're harassing me about my name again. The principal, who also hated me, would be like, okay, you need to stop, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, we'll stop. Immediately, once we go back to the classroom the next day, because we'll be kicked out of the class for that day, we'll do it again. And it would rinse and repeat until, like, I would start getting in-school suspensions and, like, I get to just sit here and do nothing because I had all my work done. I sit there with my PSP in the ISS room. But what really got me was when she made my group do this 25-page report on the entire history of Haiti as punishment.
Oh, God damn.
So my 7th grade smartass personality, it was like, I'm going to sit and copy and paste Wikipedia and then submit that as a paper, because I thought, nothing bad will happen. That was my first experience with what plagiarism was.
I've never experienced plagiarism because I've had experience where people will claim I did plagiarism and then I would prove them wrong, and it would be the most hilarious thing ever because every single time I would go in depth explaining how what I used is not plagiarism but quoting, because people apparently don't know the difference.
Yeah, a citation is very much needed, apparently. I learned that.
And so it's great. It's a great feeling every time I prove a teacher wrong.
Yeah, so...
Can you just imagine 16-year-old Dragon just being like, hey, I am significantly smarter than you because I know the difference between plagiarism and citations.
Oh, right? No. I'm significantly smarter than them because I know the content that they're attempting to teach me.
Yeah.
It's sad. The running thing I say is just because you have the job
doesn't mean you're qualified to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris and I, we can actually go on that because we had a bunch of instructors at ITT that didn't know what the hell they were teaching. They were handed the syllabus a day before the class started.
I kind of miss that. I wish I could we could go back and I can get that other month in so I can get my associates. Yeah, I was 1 month away from associates before the freaking school closed. Hooray for me.
Did you at least get your associates with a different college or no?
None of the credits none of the colleges I tried to go to would accept the credits.
So you just dismissed your loans? Oh, you didn't have to even do that, did you? Because you had the GI Bill.
They actually apparently did have a loan out on me because I keep getting hounded by a loan company saying, like, hey, you owe X amount of dollars in loans. Like, one, I didn't even use loans until my last semester of school. And two, that semester, the school closed.
Right.
So the latest thing here is that they had to send me a paper that I already signed and everything because the address wasn't there.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't have that. I had to
because they apparently said that I didn't put the address on there for the school. They couldn't forgive the tiny loan that I had out for that semester.
I didn't have that. I had to pay $50 to get my fucking transcripts from ITT to send them to Davenport and then figure out what classes they would count as a class and what they would count as an elective. I could drop out of college today with another associate's and then an associate's in general fine arts.
Like, something that even sucks even more is one of the college I attempted to get into, they wouldn't take any of my military experience as any kind of credits.
That's fucking bullshit. That's illegal.
They're like, well, they think this could count for a gym elective. Gym elective, really?
a gym.
I had a secret clearance. I was working in a technical field, and I was going to get a technical degree, and they're like, it counts for a gym elective.
The fuck?
There's your rage-inducing moment right there.
Yeah. that would have set me off. I know one of our fellow students had an issue with transferring anywhere as well, because she was in business, and a lot of the business classes they had didn't count anywhere else because they were just basically like financing, accounting, and they weren't actually covering any financing or accounting material other than like, this is how you use Excel, or this is how you use this software, or this is how you use like Publisher to make a fucking web page for your business. And it's like they would count them as like general electives and shit. So what she did is she just had her fucking business shit, you know, forgiven, and like went into medical, and then now I guess according to her Facebook she's trying to get back into business, but now she's having issues with it because she had her shit forgiven, and it's like a whole nother nightmare of bullshit. And another one of our fellow students actually just had all of her shit forgiven because they wouldn't accept any of her electronic stuff. So she's like, fuck it. I'm making, you know, a decent wage now, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm like, that works great, but still it's frustrating because you sank all this time and effort into this degree that you can't actually pursue.
Yeah, and in most cases, you know, people sank in a lot of money, too.
Yeah. My options before, I was debating even going back. I was thinking of, you know, doing Twitch and doing this originally instead of going back to college at all. But I'm like 3 semesters for my fucking bachelor's. So why not put forth the effort to get the bachelor's at the very least? You know, because I'm so damn close. And then I found out, you know, it was like, my options were like, I could disavow my degree, the one I actually earned, and have all of that forgiven, but I would no longer have an associate's in IT. Basically, I would have to send in the paper shredded to the government and all sorts of other bullshit and sign about 1,000 forms. I'm like, 1, I don't want to sign all this shit in case I do change my mind, and 2, why should I have to give up something I earned? You know, I might not remember a lot of the material, and because it was all refresher for me, so I'm like, okay, cool, I know how to tear apart a PC and put a PC back together. So, you know, that class I basically tuned the fuck out. You know, and shit like that. It's like, that's muscle memory versus, you know, some of the stuff I'll never use, like working in, like, you know, Project and, you know, fucking Visio. Shit like that I'll never use in my field, other than maybe making a blueprint, and I will at least know how to do that. But why should anybody have to give up something they worked for? Not just me, but anybody, just to get rid of that fucking loan and have everything forgiven. It just made no sense to me, so I'm like, I know by the time I hit my and I'm feeling it now, and I'm regretting it a bit, you know, not disavowing it, but at the same time, I'm not. Because now I have to deal with, like, I'm almost at the limit of how much money I have for my student loans. So...
Yeah, right.
Because ITT was fucking price gouged to hell and back. It was like the Toys R Us of fucking schools. And
it's like, hooray.
I was like, okay, cool. I'll have to pay, you know, for my final semester completely out of pocket probably, unless I get like a scholarship. And then I found out through Meyer they'll, you know, pay for a significant portion of each semester. So I'm like, if I follow down the path of like, that's why I've been doing the 1 semester on, 1 semester off, so I can pay down my loan and then focus on, you know, decompressing from that previous semester, go back, focus on my college, decompress, focus on my college. That way I at least have enough financial aid to carry me through until I have a job that's, you know, either successful enough or the channel becomes successful enough to help assist with all of the, you know, students, you know, that are here, like, kind of paying it. But yeah, there's...
Need to push that Patreon, get us some sponsors, stuff like that.
Dude, too early, stop.
Yeah, we're way too fucking early for Patreon or something.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, don't we... I was still trying to come up with an idea of what to do if we manage to get 100 subscribers.
Yeah. At 100 subscribers, I'll unlock the private room on the fucking Discord.
Don't you dare do that.
There's another private room that nobody knows about, but besides me, that's locked to specifically me.
All right.
But let's just say it'll be.
It's so private. It's private from the private servers.
Exactly.
Any last minute topics? I see one of them being best spin-off title, Sonic Battle, clear winner.
Best spin-off title. You know, here's where I kind of disagreed with Thurman on this topic, because the way he pitched this is like spin-offs in general. I'm like, well, if we count spin-offs in general, we could count, you know, the Modern Warfare series as a spin-off of the traditional Call of Duty. We could count, like, fucking, you know, the Battlefield Bad Company series as a spin-off of the Battlefield series. We could count, like, fucking Destiny as, like, a spin-off of a project that was, like, not ever existing and then becoming a fucking, you know, completely new IP, you know, shit like that. It was like...
I guess spin-off would be categorized as things that are not considered canon or the main story.
Yeah, but that would be, like, timelines that needed to be kind of, you know, delved into deeper. Like, I guess spin-off, we could count the new BlazBlue that we argued about last episode. It's a very...
So we're not going to delve into that one.
No. So actually I'm going to remove that from the topic list. Or wait,
couldn't Coded have been counted as like a spin-off of sorts?
No, because
or did it actually have like main story relevance?
It was because of the new movies. They added one cutscene that made Coded relevant. So if it wasn't for that, Coded would not be relevant.
Exactly.
It's just telling. But since they did, they made it relevant. So.
Here's one that we can get into. Favorite guilty pleasure.
I still watch cartoons.
And all is silent.
I still watch cartoons.
So do most of us.
I'm pretty sure that's the entirety of this group.
Wait. I'm not talking about anime. I'm talking about freaking cartoons, like freaking Cartoon Network shit.
Like Rugrats and
do you
all that stuff.
unironically watch Teen Titans Go?
Okay, no, I do not watch that shit because I don't hate myself.
Okay, that's all I cared about. If you unironically watch that, I would boot you from the server.
No, because that's a literal disgrace and spit on everyone's childhood. Exactly. Of a good narrative. Like, how could they do that? And how could the actors just be okay
because
doing
it pays their bills?
Like, they need the money. Some form of shame. I would still feel some form of shame. Only things I still watch on Cartoon Network would be... It used to be Regular Show, but that ended. Freaking RIP. Steven Universe and Adventure Time.
Did you see the new show from the creators of Regular Show?
Yes, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that so
regular
badly.
Regular show with humans.
It's Regular Show with humans, but without the freaking child restrictions.
Exactly. So I will be absolutely curious how they fucking handle that.
I want to see that so bad. That's gonna be great.
There will be a review of that shit weekly on this channel.
Oh my god, I will see that every freaking week and just die laughing. It's gonna
there
be
will
great.
Probably be another, like, you know, long form discussion of when regular or Adventure Time ends, like we had in the podcast when Regular Show ended.
I'm dying. Oh my god, I loved Adventure Time, and I feel bad that it's ending, though it has its problems. Like it
has its own continuity problems too.
It fails to be consistent with some things established. Like, for example, and I saw this in a parody of Adventure Time, in which they go ahead and Finn loses his arm, right?
Yep.
And then a few episodes later, he gets a new arm. Why don't they just leave him without an arm? That is now a new dynamic in his life that he must learn to cope with, to adapt to. They could have done something like that, but instead they just give him a new arm.
Yeah, like with the grass blade, even. When they got rid of that was a unique fucking concept. Like the grass sword that he got, That was a unique concept. Like, fucking, it was almost like a hidden blade from Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
I'm like, that was fucking cool, and then they got rid of that. I'm like, shit.
Got rid of it. Lost the arm. Gets a new arm.
Yeah.
Like, can we have consequences that actually are meaningful and impactful to the character? That's also another fault in Steven as well. Like, shit happens that clearly would be PTSD inducing, but there's no character development.
Exactly. There's like that.
Isn't that all to fit the age demographic for what the show is kind of meant for?
But then the counter argument is, what about older shows that did do that children understood, like Teen Titans,
Courage the Cowardly Dog, for example.
Courage.
That was like the most nightmare
happen.
fuel inducing shit for childhood. Fucking Flapjack, nightmare fuel for kids. But it still had consequences. It had, you know, actual repercussions for shit that happened. You know.
Yeah, but what if we think about the time frames it made in, though? Those were made during our childhoods, you know, when we were, you know, much, much younger. Okay, maybe not much, much younger, but still, we were younger.
Yeah, it was like, but
it
shows like children can grasp that.
Like our generation at the age when we were at that age demographic was apparently much better suited to handle those, you know, people in that current age, in that current demographic right now.
Too much of a punk ass. That's basically what it is.
This show's triggering me. I need my safe space. Mommy, help me. I need my binky. Okay, that might have been a bit much.
I need my safe space now.
Yeah, it was like,
but like and the thing is that these shows, they have things that are interesting. For example, Adventure Time, freaking post-apocalyptic nuclear war. I want to know shit that happened then. I want to know what drove us to go to that. Most likely it's Trump, but I want to know what happened to lead us to that.
Exactly.
I'd rather find out why the heck is Finn still the only human.
No, he's not, though, because there was an island where we survived, though his mother went and killed us all. But that's besides the point.
Like this is what there's so much in the continuity of Adventure Time that can be argued with. But for the sake of like keeping this, you know, 2.5 hours or under, I'm like, we can save that rant for another day. It's like, my major issue with traditional cartoons now is that they don't take risks. And whenever they attempt to take risks, they're like, no,
they retract it immediately after.
Like, we can't do that. We can't do that. We got complaints. Fucking grow a pair and fucking allow children to learn through this. That was what a lot of the fucking cartoons of our generation were praised for. Is like, oh my god, that's so different. Like, look at how unique the show is. Like, fucking Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, took so many liberties with how dark they took the story. Like, Courage the Cowardly Dog took, you know, PTSD and shit like that into consideration. But at the same time, it felt natural. It felt like, oh my god, this dog is suffering, and we're living vicariously through it, learning all this fucking shit.
Freaking old Powerpuff Girls was good. The original, bro.
Like, the original, shit. I'm not, you know, I love, you know.
I saw some of it. It's still better than new shit, because new shit is all meme filled.
I dropped it when I saw Bubbles twerk. That's when I dropped the series. Like, no.
I heard of that. That was just god awful.
I'm like, nope, done.
Then we get the small gems that do good shit like regular show. They took risks and stuck with it.
Yeah, like the original Powerpuff Girls. One of my favorite episodes was the Susan B. Anthony episode, where it was talking about like, you can't treat me different just because I'm a woman. That was like the best fucking lesson, especially with, you know, how relevant, you know, the feminist movement is.
That's why everyone loves Steven right now.
Yeah, like, it's fucking, that was the perfect example of how, you know, the feminist movement should exist. Like, don't treat me different because I'm a woman, but don't also treat men differently because they're men. There should be an equal balance between the two. But I'm sure I'm going to get hate for that comment, but I don't care. It's like...
Well, I mean, to be fair, we are kind of a sausage fest in here right now.
Yeah, but you can't have it both ways. You can't be different.
No fault of our own, by the way.
You can't be different and be the same. You can't. That's my main message there. But shit like that, it was meaningful and it was impactful, but now we have nothing but... I looked at the Cartoon Network schedule when I was flipping through the channels today. It is like a fuck ton of Teen Titans Go, a fuck ton of Unikitty, and then a few Powerpuff Girls. I'm like, you have done...
That's why I look forward to the Adventure Time episodes, Steven Universe episodes, because even though they're flawed, they are story narrative shows that I can get into that cater not only to kids but also to the adults.
Yep, it's you cannot reduce your channel to nothing but meme humor. We're not Logan Paul, Cartoon Network, we can't, reduce... Can we
have just Gravity Falls freaking level of cartoons in Cartoon Network?
That would be great.
That would be great. Even Gravity Falls, when I saw the ending of Gravity Falls, I never watched the show. When I saw the ending, I go, I can't believe that shit actually was on Disney.
Right?
I did not think Disney would actually allow that.
It was glorious because they cared about taking a risk, and when they stopped taking risks and fucking dove into like filler content and bullshit. That's a term we use a lot here too with filler content. But we have like shit that's literally doesn't deserve airtime on all three of the major cartoon channels. We have like the fucking Teen Titans Go that needs to die already. We have fucking Pickle and Peanut on Nick. We have
the F is that?
A show that never needed to exist. And then we had all the attempts at live action shows on Disney that I pity poor actors for those.
Oh yeah, they're ruined forever, their careers because of that.
And then there's things like Boruto and the Black Clover anime that don't need to exist either.
I mean,
I see potential in Boruto. I'm waiting.
Boruto, if they adapt it well, can do decent. Although I
know they're avoiding it, but they're coming up to the movie arc. I'm wondering how well they're gonna readapt that.
I don't know how well they're gonna adapt it. It's going to be.
And you start off your character as basically, hey, this guy is a god, essentially, in this universe. That doesn't. It's like, how do you top that?
Your character is the son of God, basically. Well, Boruto's Jesus.
Exactly. It's like, how do you top that? You can't. You have to keep coming up with characters that are more powerful than your main character, but still less But to keep canon, they'd still be less powerful than his father.
Yeah, it's
the whole concept of it when it started was like, oh hey, here's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it really
has
was
potential, but
Black Clover doesn't. My favorite guilty pleasure would, and I've said it many times, my favorite guilty pleasure is romance shit like the Sword Art Online and all of that.
I was gonna say I read romance novels.
Yeah, but the sappy generic shit like that, I find guilty pleasure in that because I can just turn my mind off and watch it or read it.
Like
But
I still enjoy Sword Art, though I see the faults in it now. I used to be blindly enjoying it, but then I freaking saw videos and them exposing the truth of it. I still enjoy it, but I see the problems in it.
The problem is it had a studio that wanted money over, fucking actually adapting the entire, story. A lot of the stuff...
I was actually looking forward to the what's the arc where Kirito goes insane because time flows differently? And he starts questioning that is he real or an artificial intelligence?
What we're getting to now is the Alicization. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Where he's basically subconsciously teleported to this other world kind of shit. And I believe that after that is where he starts to, have that PTSD breakdown, midway through. I might be mixing arcs up because there's like 7 that we still need to get to. counting the mini arcs. But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see how they adapt all the fucking bullshit that goes on in this arc. Because if they fucking pull the bullshit they did with, like, cutting half of Alfheim Online out, and because it was too dark, I don't know how the fuck they're going to adapt some of this shit.
Alfheim Online.
Wait, they cut ALO because it was too dark?
There was straight up, you know, shit that would have had to have been, like, H-rated, if you know what I mean.
Like what?
There was a literal rape scene in it, which they kind of touched on, in the Suyu groping Asuna kind of shit. But there was straight on, you know, fucking bullshit that never would have aired on, you know, a actual network. It would have had to have been the 18 plus.
Hey, just let Netflix take it. Freaking, they can handle it.
Yeah, that would have been my preference for if they're going to touch on a darker arc. But there's, you know, implied, you know, more for the Sugu storyline too, but we're not going to touch on that here.
Incest is wincest, apparently. That was
there's more to that, you know, at least than what we saw. There was no actual incest, but there was more to that story that was touched on. That got pretty psychologically deep that they didn't think people would get. It's like, I see why they cut certain shit.
But
I was seeing what that message was. But if you're going to adapt a dark arc, you need to at least adapt it well.
I just give us freaking give it to Netflix and let them do what they did with Devilman.
Of 10-foot jizz stain. I will never ever unsee that scene now.
That was just gross. But like I forgot about it. And then you reminded me, thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Like, it's like, but shit like that, you know, they can get away with, like, the Kakaguri anime, like, where it's literal gambling. That's something that wouldn't air traditionally in Japan, because it's promoting gambling.
Which, by the way, that anime is amazing. You should definitely watch it if you haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it. It's freaking great. I love it. I can't wait for season 2 for it, man.
You know, and shit like that should air on a more adult-themed network. But they redeemed themselves a little bit with the Ordinal Scale movie, which was a completely original story, by the way. It wasn't ever touched on in the book, the light novel, or the manga. So I'm like, okay, so they can, you know, at least restore a little bit of faith with that. And then now I'm hoping that with Season 3, they do well. But anyway, moving on. Chris, you have a guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure was romance novels.
You're kidding. Okay.
Like, I actually, like, the first one I ever read, not in, like, really, like, hardcore romancy type novels like you would expect to see, but, like, one's geared towards more, like, younger audiences, like, freaking the entire Twilight series, Blood and Chocolate, stuff like that.
Oh, god damn it!
Well, when you think about it, I started reading them as a teen, so I was actually in the age demographic for it anyway.
You know, I never read, you know, Twilight, so... I read, you know, 50 Shades of Grey, and...
I love those really books, by the way.
You know what's really dumb about Twilight is the whole argument of Team Jacob and Team Edward, even though it's adapting off the books and you already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but the way they pushed it was just too dumb.
Yeah, they kind of shit the bed with that, from what I understand.
I'm freaking bad. Oh, that I don't know. I just think that was a whole dumb argument.
It really was, and there was no point to it. Just like there was no point in 50 Shades of Grey being adapted into a fucking movie. You gotta say...
but like them views, though. Let's be real. A lot of these books into movies are for them views.
Like the Harry Potter one, where
if they were for them views, they would have at least tried to make it less shit.
Yeah, the 50 Shades movies are absolute shit because they can't adapt 99% of what's in the fucking book. Otherwise, it would be a literal porno. You know, it's just fucking... That's how it is. That's something that shouldn't have existed as a movie. Just like, you know...
So... Just to clarify, Hollywood is basically a downgraded version of YouTube.
Pretty much.
And to think it came first.
Yeah. The thing is, especially now, fucking Hollywood, in my opinion, this is just me as an opinion, don't chastise me. Hollywood has become...
We're going to get taken off the air because of this, David.
Hollywood has become too pussyfied for anything, really. They take way too many, safe chances versus actually trying to adapt something new. Like, look at how many remakes we have. We have, fucking... For every one good movie, one original movie, we have 5 or 6 remakes. I mean, think about it.
Yeah. At the very least, we can all agree that Marvel will always be a consistent good movie to watch.
Will it, though? Will it? Or will it start becoming like the... Because now that Disney owns, pretty much 99% of Hollywood, will we start getting...
Okay.
Will we start getting more and more dumbed down shit? Because I went into, especially like The Last Jedi, with an open mind. Like, I get, the first movie of every new, trilogy is always, slow world building kind of shit. And I went in...
Didn't The Last Jedi just retcon everything that was in the
David,
Force Awakens?
should we have a spoiler warning?
No, I mean, it's been...
Because, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, god damn it.
Do it. I don't care about spoilers. I never cared about spoilers. What the heck are you even... Why would you bother with it just for me?
Yeah, okay, so...
I'm just saying there's probably other people who haven't seen it.
It's because we care.
Okay, you know what?
Dragon's too emotional for this chat.
Like, it's been 2 months since the goddamn movie came out. If you haven't seen it, too bad at this point. The Last Jedi literally shit on the Star Wars franchise for a lot of things. It retconned everything in the fucking, in The Force Awakens. It retconned a lot of shit from, the original trilogy. It retconned a lot of shit from the fucking, the prequel trilogy. It's like, if you're going to fucking piss off a fandom, you don't piss off Star Wars. Like, I went into that with such an open mind. The choreography for the fights was glorious. Aside from that, they could have cut out a lot of the... They could have cut out the casino scene. I think we can all agree with that.
Why was Leia in a Force bubble?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, oh my...
Just kill her off.
Like I was seeing shades of Tsunade and Superman all in one.
Oh no!
They really should have killed off Leia though in that scene.
Honestly, because
that would have been the perfect time to do it too.
They can't use her. She's dead.
I'm like, oh, this is
how God rest her soul.
Yeah, I was looking at that like, okay, this is a valiant exit for Leia. Like,
and then nope, she's a Force bubble. Cool. Apparently, the Force can do that.
Like, that has never been clarified.
Also, apparently, the Force can make clones because Luke has a giant Force clone ability. That's cool.
I mean, that kind of makes a little bit more sense than that. But at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So then, why didn't any of the Jedi do?
I agree. I completely agree.
It could have been like a forgotten, secret or something.
So then, how did Luke find out?
The Jedi
he was at the first Jedi temple.
The Jedi text might have actually explained that technique. We don't know about that shit because they never fucking explained it. There's like, yeah, do you know this plot point here? Yeah, that no longer exists. We don't have to touch on that anymore. Fuck you. This was a literal. This movie was literally the definition of a cock tease, and then just not doing jack shit with it. Rey's parents.
Oh, you see, Rey's parents. I was just about to say that. Rey's parents is so important. Nah. They ain't shit.
They ain't shit. Snoke, this villain we've been teasing. Yeah, he's dead. Like, it's like, what the fuck? So I'm almost certain we're going to start seeing kind of this in the Marvel movies now. This kind of like,
I really hope they don't do that. I think the point if they do that, that will make the most sense, will be Phase 4.
Yeah, like, I could see Phase 4 being like, okay, yeah, remember all those previous heroes? Yeah, they didn't renew their contract. We're going to kill them off. And I'd be completely okay with that.
But I really hope, because it's Marvel, I really hope and pray that they can do it in a way that does not piss us off.
Yeah, like Robert Downey Jr.
You're kind of asking for the sun and the moon there, Dragon.
Robert Downey Jr. not wanting to be Iron Man anymore. It makes sense for him to be like killed off in like Infinity War or the next Avenger movie at the very least. Chris Evans not wanting to be Captain America anymore. They could kill him off and have Bucky take up the mantle or Falcon take up the mantle because they both, have taken up the mantle before in the comics.
Bruce Banner getting killed off?
Source material definitely could work out here for them.
Yeah,
a lot of source material can work for them. Like, there's the story where, what was, I don't remember her name, but she ends up being Iron Man, and,
that Riri, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she can be like that. We have a woman Iron Man. There you go.
Or, I mean, in one storyline, didn't Pepper Potts play fucking Iron Man? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's another one.
Or they could have War Machine take it up, or they could have, now that they,
they have options. The point being is that they have options, so they can do this where it does not piss off people. Like, the problem is, will they not piss off people?
Like, there's so many things they can do, and I hope they, at least, when they start killing off characters, they kill them off in a meaningful way. But I picture shit hitting the fan in Infinity War, and then slowly, like, pushing it further down the road later on. But
if they really wanted to, they could do, with Scarlet Witch, I always thought of this, they could do the No More Mutant storyline.
Well, now that they have access to the Fox universe,
they could do the No More Mutant storyline, which leads into the major reboot.
Exactly.
Because right after No More Mutants reboots the whole story, and that way they can kill off all the characters, start out with new phases, a new cinematic universe, and be A-okay because it makes sense to the source material.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't Spider-Man still technically alive in that? Vision and Winter Soldier. I think they were the only ones that, kind of out of what we have from the cast, aside from the Guardians of the Galaxy, which rarely interact with the traditional Marvel Universe, which is why I fucking love them. Aren't those, like, the three that out of our fucking, universe that we have right now that survived that storyline? Because they killed off literally every mutant in the fucking, X-Men universe.
So, I don't remember much of the No More Mutants. Scarlet Witch is the main vocal point. Doctor Strange is in there. Doom, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man. I don't know Vision, so don't quote me on Vision. That's what I can remember.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, now that we have access to them again and we can do them right, I would love to see a new Fantastic Four movie that's actually not fucking shit.
The other story...
Again, asking for the sun and the moon.
I think the storyline how it would go would be the No More Mutants event, which will lead into the Incursion event, which will lead to the reboot.
Exactly. And
which is perfect, because...
They could do that, and they could pull that off well.
They can pull it off because those stories revolve around Fantastic Four, Scarlet, Spider-Man, Black Panther, which, if you haven't heard, has been, like, critically acclaimed as the most selling pre-release superhero movie right now.
Yeah, the previous, was
Batman v Superman,
yeah.
And now Black Panther took the mantle. To the point, DC, this is sad, to be honest, DC freaking fans are trying to sabotage it. Like, how does that work? But whatever. Alright, I saw this on Twitter. Someone said, if somebody spoiling the movie on Rotten Tomatoes is enough to get you to not watch the movie, you don't deserve to go watch the movie.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment, because, a critic's review versus a fan's review. With you have an aggregate like fucking Rotten Tomatoes, you always have trolls.
And you also have bias. And
exactly.
the best way to judge is to go watch it yourself.
Exactly. That's why I saw the fan reviews of The Last Jedi. I'm like, okay, did it get trolled? Which we found out it did get trolled by that one fucking alt-right group that's all anti-feminist and all of the women joining, you know, fucking universes and shit. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm going to go see it. And I'm like, okay, it was actually shit. Yes, Red, I realize you sitting in the chat, we're approaching 3 hours. We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes streamed.
But that's a good thing!
Exactly. But anyway, moving on from this, what do you think of Microsoft?
I'm going to be leaving soon.
Yeah. What do you think about Microsoft's attempting to purchase EA? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing?
First of all, I want to start with FEA. That is all.
Fuck EA! Fuck EA!
But in all seriousness, I feel like that could hurt some things. Like, what if, hear me out, I'm spitballing here. What if Anthem becomes Xbox exclusive?
I would.
If they did that.
I would be pissed. I would not be surprised. And Mass Effect and, you know, fucking...
Yep. That's why I'm like, okay, if they get EA, well, GG's Anthem, now that's Xbox exclusive. So, it could go south really, really badly. And literally they're doing it because if you really think about it, PlayStation owns, like, majority of the market for console gaming. Yeah, because they have the most exclusives, and any experience that is on Xbox, 9 times out of 10 is better on PlayStation.
That's a little bit biased, but okay.
I know that's a little bit biased, I know, but like you get the idea. Like PlayStation is owning it, which means there's not that much competition, which means there has been some problems with PlayStation, which is why Xbox keeps trying to one up. They're failing at it, but they're trying, which I can appreciate.
Here's my issue with this whole thing. It comes in two parts. One that would be really good, and one that would be really bad. One that would be really good is it makes a really great marketing sense for fucking Xbox. Like, they already have the Game Pass. Then there's EA Access. It's also on Xbox One, which I fucking love, because now I don't have to pay for EA games, you know, because eventually they'll all be, you know, free with that $4.99 subscription. So I'm like, cool. Like, recently I got, you know, the fucking latest, you know, I got classics like fucking Black, which is a really great shooter if you haven't played it. Doesn't hold up very well with the emulation technology, but it's still a fun game. There's Bad Company 1 and 2 that are in there. All 3 of the Dead Spaces, so I got to re-enjoy those, which I had previously played on PlayStation. So I'm like, cool, I get to experience this all over again and get, you know, gamer score on it. And I love getting gamer score. I love getting trophies. You know, it makes me have some sort of sense of
trophy whore.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know, I used to be really bad at being a trophy whore, and I had to dial it back. But yeah, stuff like that, you know, it makes great marketing sense. They could combine the two fucking services and make it one, and like, not have to focus on, you know, having to have like multiple apps in the fucking store, multiple, you know.
Can you imagine the count syncing problems that could come up from that, though?
Hey guys, I'm taking off here.
Alrighty, I'll talk to you later, Sonny.
I'm sure there's probably not a whole lot left you guys got left to talk about.
Really.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
This is the last.
That's why I said I'm sure. Well, there's only 2 people, Dragon. Sheesh.
We could carry a freaking podcast, right?
Yeah, we could, but I also have to do some other editing work after this too, because I haven't done the kill compilation either. That's something I need to do, because I need to download a bunch of Thurman stuff from Twitter and all kinds of other shit. But anyway, like, and the bad side is, yeah, the exclusivity would be a fucking nightmare. Because that splits their fucking fan base, you know, completely. And that's something that we had previous arguments about today with splitting fan bases and shit, and it's like, you know, it's not the right thing to do. And then them also talking about trying to buy Valve, which is never gonna fucking happen.
Oh, that's never gonna freaking happen. No.
There's no way.
Wait, like, but look at the bright side. Look at the bright side. If by some demonic miracle thing happens and they do get Valve, Half-Life 3 possibly?
or Portal 3, or Left 4 Dead 3, or anything with the number fucking 3 in it.
Valve does not like 3.
No, I mean, I've never even seen it in a sale price.
Like, no 3s. Ever.
Like, they specifically, like, Half-Life 2, Episode 2. Like, how petty can you be? To not have
like
to
3.
do a 3.
I bet you anything, if by some way, shape, or form Half-Life 3 was to happen, they will not call it Half-Life 3.
It would just be like Half-Life the reboot or something. You know, I'm horrible at naming shit like that, but it would be like, it would definitely
Full Life.
Yeah, it would be like, it would be some bullshit name, so they would avoid the number 3. I think Gabe is petrified in the number 3 to a superstitious level.
In the same way as Sega is petrified from doing Sonic Adventure 3.
Hey, well, I think what Sega needs to do is they need to get out of the game market and just make hardware and make a fucking new console.
I don't know. Speaking of Sega, the panel at SGSW is going to happen with Sega and Sonic, talking about what's next to happen, anything that you hope for or think they'll say or talk about.
Here's what I hope they'll say. We fucked up with Forces.
Yes!
Like,
Forces is the Boost Formula's version of 06.
Yeah, good God. That game will be an entire rant video at one point.
Yes, it will. I will sit down with you and talk about how, just the story alone. I'm not even talking about the levels. I'm just saying story. We'll sit down and talk about how to fix Forces. Because I want to fix Forces. I know there's no point in it, but I want to. And you can't take that away from me.
No, but it's pretty sad when a company has existed so long that they've so lost their focus that a fucking fan game that you brought up the rights to is a better game than what you shit out.
Did you see the video of someone fixing the physics with Sonic Forces?
Well, that's the PC version, so I mean...
I know it's the PC version, but still, it took a fan to fix physics! The one thing the game is all about!
Exactly. I was completely depressed when I saw that. I'm like, oh, well, it makes sense, it's the PC version. So, I mean, they made a mod, but...
It's still upsetting, though. A fan fixed the one thing that the game is all about!
Exactly. I cannot... stand the fact that they've sunk so far. But I digress. This is an episode. Thanks for tuning in. In 2 weeks we'll have another, podcast, and next week we'll have a death battle up, heavily edited, hopefully filmed this week, sometime when I have free time, and we can get 2 of our debaters in. If not, it will be the following week, because we want to at least stay on the schedule. So, yeah. I guess...
Also, just to, before you end it, just to stay consistent, I am a Twitch streamer, so be sure to check me out! Just to be consistent with the self-advertising. Like
Right?
Red pointed out.
Yeah, I mean, your channel eventually will, or at least your channel, which is linked to your Twitch, will be, featured in our description, like Justin's is.
Yep, I do Twitch and I do YouTube. Check me out, Dragon King 2356. You're welcome, Red. There you go. There's your shameless plug-in.
Also, the next Azazel's Den will be up tomorrow. So there will be...
Also, I'm Planet Unity's favorite dragon. I'm their pet, apparently, so that's fun.
Yes, you're our little Spyro sitting in the corner.
I'm not effing Spyro, though I take inspiration from Spyro.
So which version of Spyro do you take inspiration from? Do you take version from the real Spyro,
Classic.
or do you take inspiration
PS1
from the fucking
era.
Skylanders version?
PS1 era.
Okay, that's all I care about. Until next time.
But I do enjoy the Legend of Spyro trilogy.
Okay, I will say one thing before we end off. I did enjoy the fucking the Skylanders because it was a creative idea, but it got way too expensive way too quickly because of scalping, just like the amiibos do, which is why I don't have the 4 Guardians. So if you want to send me any of the 4 Guardians amiibos, you're welcome to.
How dare you? You're a disgrace. You disgust me.
That's a play on an off-topic joke, okay? But it was... I don't know if it was off-topic or if it was Awu, and Red will probably chastise me in the fucking the live chat. But, yeah, it was like... Michael was, like, he would love to have got the fucking, the gold, you know, Mega Man amiibo. And it was, like, fucking $100+. And I look at, like, the 4 Guardians amiibos, and they're nearing that price now because of scalping. I'd love to get them, but I'm not going to sink $100 on a fucking piece of plastic, you know?
Do it, you won't.
I will not, because I realize how stupid that is. How stupid it is when I can program an NFC tag to do it.
But it's not, like not stupid if it makes you happy.
It won't make my wallet happy, and it won't make my fucking bank account happy, so neither way.
But it will make you happy, so that makes it worth it.
Yeah. Maybe when the taxes come, I'll buy them. But until then, I'm going to say no.
Alright then.
I gotta get enough fucking... I gotta get a new green screen for the backdrop here from the taxes and shit.
Get the Elgato green screen. We are not sponsored by them. Elgato,
it's in my
please
Amazon cart, by the way.
Elgato, please sponsor us. Like, Azazel will literally suck you.
I will not. I am not gay for pay. I will, however, whore myself out in ad reads. But anyway,
Please
thanks for tuning in to
us.
Kontrolled Khaos. Until next time.